better in blue. Diesel, it's not the blue suede shoes, but it's the UNC blue.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Not
I'm
you.
wearing blue.
You look great all the time, not
Thank
just
you.
in blue. Thank you very much. It's Michael Malone who looks better in blue, as he was introduced yesterday as the head basketball coach at North Carolina and spoke to the media for the very first time. And we have talked about Michael Malone, but now it's officially time to hear what it sounded like as Michael Malone was introduced as the new head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Welcome into the show. He's Diesel. I'm Cole Bryson. So good to be with you. A big hump day show. We've got Braves action to get into. Melissa's Moment, Melissa Level of Ingalls Markets coming up at 4 p.m. Diesel. Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News at 4:22. And we also are going to get into the Masters, some transfer portal stuff when it relates to college basketball. A lot to get into. And we are live today at Ingalls Markets, as we are every other Wednesday. Today we are at 1524 Locust Hill Road in Greer. 1524 Locust Hill Road. Evan from Promotions is here with us. Do we have a gift card, Evan? We may be getting one from Jay or Melissa a little bit later. But you know what we do have, Diesel? We do have a special gift for one Tolo, cocky for a reason, who I lost a bet to over the weekend. You are very aware. I purchased let me see what the exact price was. I want to say $20, $19, $20 steak.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't he get to choose his
No,
own steak?
No, because he would
should
buy.
get to pick his
No,
own
he
steak.
would buy the biggest, thickest steak back
Well,
there in the Ingalls, in the meat market.
As long as it says ribeye on the package, he should get to choose.
He would get the whole ribeye. That's the problem.
Well, how about this, Cole? You take that one home, and then you let Cocky for a reason
No,
choose another one.
$19.12 from Ingalls Markets is good enough for Cocky for a reason. Look, it's bone in. Bone
Nice.
in.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I took a picture
That's
of
a
it.
good-looking ribeye.
Yes,
That is a good-looking
it is
ribeye.
a very good-looking ribeye. And Cocky for a reason. Don't you ever tell me I'm not a man of my word, because I spent $19.12 because I did make a bet with you that South Carolina would lose to UConn. They didn't, Diesel. I'm a man of my word today. I did just get word from Jay Wilson from Sells that he has the Ingalls gift card with him, so we will have a big, nice, juicy Ingalls gift card to give away to our Tolos as well. And Greer, Locust Hill Road. I wonder what the best thing about this area is for those Tolos that live or work around the Greer Locust Hill Road area, Diesel. We'll get to this Mike Malone audio in just a second. But when I went to college, at North Greenville, I wasn't too far from here.
Right.
And it's just up the road. So I visited this Ingalls a good bit. I know that there's a lot near us. This is a nice area.
We got two lakes right beside us.
yeah,
Lake
yeah,
Robinson,
yeah.
Bigger, Lake Cunningham. I love paddling around, kayaking around on Lake Cunningham.
Lake Cunningham's not far at all, I don't think, right?
It's not. I mean, from the tree, it is, which direction? It's that way.
That
Cole.
way.
It's that way.
I used to duck hunt Lake Cunningham back in the day.
Yeah,
Lake Cunningham, Robinson. It's a beautiful area, man.
it is.
We love the Greer area. We love Ingalls. We're here until 7 p.m. today. Come by, grab dinner, grab a gift card. We'll have one here for you. And if your name is Cocky for a reason, I'll have a nice, juicy ribeye for you as well. Can't wait to meet Cocky for a reason. We also heard Rick from Greer was going to stop by. We'll see if that happens today. We'd love to see you on the show today. Let's get into this audio, Diesel, and react to it. The very first piece of audio I want to get your opinion on, Diesel, and the Tolo's opinions as well at 844-326-3663. Mike Malone said this would be the only college job he would ever consider. Do we believe that? Does that make North Carolina look a lot better? Here's the audio from Michael Malone, the only job I'd ever consider. Here's what he said yesterday in his opening presser.
For me, it's a great day to be a Tar Heel. Really thankful for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly. And people keep asking me, Coach, why would you leave a chance of coaching in the NBA again? You're an NBA coach. You won a championship in Denver in 2023. It wasn't an easy decision, but what I kept thinking about was I have a chance to be a part of something special, the history, tradition, to be a part of something much bigger than myself, as I said a few minutes ago. This was the only college job I'd ever considered. If any other job, I wouldn't even answer the phone. For me, it's a great day to be a Tar Heel. Really thankful for this opportunity.
Is that all the audio, John?
Oh, I keep going. I don't know if you just want.
No, you can keep going as long as that clip was.
Yeah, well, that's the whole clip.
Okay, that was the whole clip. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was the whole clip. So making North Carolina look a lot better there, Diesel.
Yeah, that's North Carolina fans love having their shoes shined, right?
Yeah.
They love having their tushies rubbed and told that they're special, and this is the only job I would ever leave a career in the NBA for, to go coach in college basketball. I don't know, what if Duke came available? What if UConn came available? What if UCLA came available? There's a lot of jobs I'm sure that Mike Malone would take. North Carolina is the one that was available to him, and it's a phenomenal basketball job. They've got a tremendous amount of resources, as evidence called by the fact that they're making him now a top 5 paid coach in college basketball at just under $8.5 million a year over the course of his 6-year tenure. It remains to be seen. I know that he's a great coach. I know that he is an NBA championship winning coach, and for all intents and purposes, he still should be the coach in Denver, and they were idiots for letting him go.
Absolutely.
And the Knicks were idiots for not hiring him the very next year. But I'm always a little concerned about professional coaches making their way into the college ranks, and vice versa, college coaches making their way into the professional ranks. It's just a different beast.
They say it's
Basketball
tricky.
is the same. How is he gonna stop teaching that Euro step where you get like the long extra step on top of the
He
regular
doesn't teach
2-step
that.
for
That's
traveling?
just natural.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
They say it is. I don't know if I can confirm. They say it's tricky, Diesel, to come from pro to college. I'm just telling you what I've heard
it's
out there.
tricky to make that
It's
jump. To make
tricky.
that jump.
Yes, it is. That's what I hear out there. No need to revisit that. Good to see the Tolos on the stream that have joined YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Let us know if the audio's okay since we are on location. Tolos, I see JB. I see Dan B. I see Jersey Joe. I just had a text that said the audio's a little low. I will bump that up for you and see if that is better. Tolo's out there, so we will continue to bump the audio. If we need to bump it a little more, let us know. Appreciate you all joining us on the stream. But you know what? I do think that it's good to hear that if you're a North Carolina fan.
Yeah.
If you're not a North Carolina fan, Diesel, what Michael Malone said there, it really doesn't matter because we've talked about it so many times in the past couple of days and weeks. North Carolina, I know this is going to sound crazy when I say this, North Carolina's another job now. And that is just the fact of the matter.
Ooh.
I know.
They're not gonna like that.
Somebody's going to drive off the road if you're a North Carolina fan. I know there's a lot of them in the upstate. I get that.
Was it Kev? Is Kev the North Carolina fan?
Yeah, Kev's a big Tar Heel fan. And look, it's just another job. It's just another job. Does that mean it's not a great job? No, it's a great job. It's a great job, but it's not the premier job anymore. Even though Michael Malone says it is, it's not. You know why? The Arizona coach said, no, I'll stay in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. The Michigan coach.
The Iowa coach. You ever been to Iowa?
Yeah, it's flat. It's in the middle of nowhere.
The Iowa coach, Diesel, said, no, I'm good. I'll stay at Iowa.
Cow tipping and beer drinking. That's all
So-
there is to do in Iowa.
I'm telling you, no, somebody out there is going to find a pencil with it, but it is a very, very good job. It's not the premier job anymore. There are no premier jobs, in my opinion. We've talked about it with NIL and the portal. You can go get who you want. You can go get, as long as you have the support from administration, right, and the budget to do so, Diesel. So I did think that was very interesting. His daughter also is a big part of this. And here was the audio when Mike Malone was asked, Diesel, what the conversation was like with his daughter who plays volleyball at UNC.
Oh.
Like with your daughter, when you told her that you were taking this job, what was her reaction?
No, that's finally a good question. So this process went on for Steve maybe around 10 days. And she had called up. She goes, hey, I'm hearing that your name's being mentioned. Do you have any interest? And I said, I don't think so. And she was, you should do it. You should come. That'd be great. I just think she wanted, to be near her mother a little bit more. And then when it got serious, and I mean this part, sincerely, it's not easy being, my daughter. She was always known as, Coach Malone's daughter, Michael Malone's daughter. No, she's Bridget Malone. And when she came here, she had her own place, her own space to be her. And, so proud of her because this is a tremendous basketball tradition we keep talking about, but what I should also mention, as we all know, it's a tremendous school. And that was one of the reasons she chose to come here, because she's a student athlete in the academics. And so she has crushed it since she's been here. And I asked her, I said, listen, I don't want to come in here and kind of crash your party. You know, you have your thing going on right now, and I don't want this to be something that's going to take away from your spotlight. And then I also told her, I said, listen, you can't hang at Bob's late night. You know, you got to make sure you're getting out of the bars and handling yourself appropriately. And that's from me and Coach Shaw. You know, we have to make sure that you're living in a fishbowl. But the best part about it, to answer your question finally, is my daughter Bridget. She said, Dad, I want you to come. So I did.
You know, that is really interesting audio there. And while we have judgment on whether it's a good hire or a bad hire, I like the humanistic, is that a word? Yeah. The humanistic side of that audio of saying, like, hey, you're your own person at UNC. A lot of daughters probably might not like their dad coming to crash the party and be on campus all the time, right?
No, she's saying, when does the volleyball transfer portal open? When can I get away from Dad? December 7th, by the way. December 7th, the portal will open. So she just missed it.
It's interesting, though, from the standpoint of Michael Malone considered, and we don't talk about this enough, Michael Malone, think about this, a guy who has been in the NBA, a guy who could probably get a Pelicans job. The fact that there is still that human element to it. And again, we don't talk about this near enough, but the fact that he came out and said, you know what, I considered it. And I wanted to make sure it was okay with my daughter. Now, I don't know what the conversation would have been like if she said, Dad, no, I really don't want you here. Maybe he still would have came anyways. But I do, and I enjoy that side of it. I really do.
That would be called being an ungrateful daughter, a bad kid saying, "Come on, Dad, no, you cannot take one of the premier jobs in college basketball." And you said there are no top 3 elite jobs anymore. This is as close as it gets. Right? It's among the elites, right? I mean,
it is. It's a great job.
That field has widened, obviously, in the last couple of years with portal and NIL. But it's you love seeing. And I don't know the story behind whether or not Mike Malone and his wife, his daughter's mother. I don't know if they're still together. It sounds like there was.
I think so.
Maybe some. Okay,
I think so.
But hey, it's a great story. It's a great father-daughter story. It hopefully will bring them closer together as a family. It'll hopefully make Mike's wife feel better about him being nearby. But also, Cole, he's going to now have new opportunities to check up on his daughter.
Make sure she's not at those bars too much. He might be out there. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know where the different coaches' offices are. I don't know if they're in the same building. I don't know if he gets to walk down the hallway and say, hey, volleyball coach, what's going on with my kid right now? How come she's not getting playing time?
What about North Carolina being the second best to Duke, just 8 miles down the road? Here's what Michael Malone said when he was asked about that rivalry, the other school down the road.
Today, but I feel like I've known this person for 10 years. It's Coach Roy Williams and your beautiful wife, Wanda. I really appreciate you
I think this is the wrong one, John.
To be here today.
Okay.
I think this is the one about Roy Williams. We'll get to that one. Should be one, John, titled Second Best versus Duke. If it was my mistake, try the one that says Second Best versus Duke. Do you see that one?
Let me get that. Yeah.
And this was, again, there's a couple of pieces, but let's fire that one off.
That's finally a good question.
Wrong one. All right, we'll try again in a few minutes. We'll let John get things straightened up in the Ingles Market Studios. Second best versus Duke. That audio basically, Diesel. Michael Malone talking about how he wants to come in, win immediately. He's not going to play second fiddle to the team down the road. While Duke's really good, North Carolina. The fact of the matter is, North Carolina has taken a back seat to Duke now for several years.
Well, the good news is, when it comes to scouting, number one thing they need to do is figure out how to beat Duke. And if they can figure out a way to beat Duke, all of a sudden, bam, they're an Elite Eight, Final Four type of team. Because Duke, because when
and
Duke
they did once, right?
They did, but they got to figure out how to get the size. They got to figure out how to get the elite shooting and the consistency and the depth. That's one of the things. When your star goes out, it can derail just about any team unless you're North Carolina and if you have the depth that you're supposed to have.
Yeah, all right, let's try the one, John, where he talks about it not being like it used to be. If you can try that one, there's one labeled, "It's not like it used to be." I really found this one interesting. Let's try that piece of audio, John.
I know we're gonna play hard and we're gonna be tough, but that's not lost on me. That means the world to me that these players and I challenge the former players that were in my office. Yes, I know I'm not a guy that was been here before, but I want to do everything I can to make sure the former players are coming back, because they all said to me, it's not like it used to be. So one of my goals is not just on the court, wins and losses, but how can I even strengthen that family atmosphere and get guys coming back and help pay it forward, because you always want to pay it forward to the guys that are coming next after you. And I think we're going to have a great chance to do that.
You know, I think that audio speaks volumes. And of all the audio we played, he had former players. And I love the fact that he did this, by the way, when he got hired.
Yeah.
He immediately met with former UNC players. I love that. I mean, you're talking about selling me on it?
Yeah.
Hey, you got me all in. But
Michael's just down the road in Charlotte.
Just down the
Get
road.
him in the building.
Just
have
down
a
the road.
conversation.
But, Diesel, the fact that he had players come up to him and say it's not like it used to be here, I think that's alarming if you're a North Carolina fan. And if you push back and you tell me, Cole, you're an absolute freaking moronic idiot for saying this isn't the premier job anymore, well, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I'm not saying, again, I want to be very clear. It is a great job. It is a great job. It is not the job. And the players told Michael Malone, Diesel, it's not like it used to be.
You know, isn't it fascinating? What did you see? Who did you see on the sidelines during Miami's run in the college football playoff last year?
Michael Irvin.
You saw Michael Irvin. You saw some of the former greats coming back into the building, being a part of this program again. It just goes to show, Cole, that, you know, even though we're in this, you know, apparently we're in this era where culture doesn't matter, where it's all about the money, where it's all about how much can you spend to get guys into your building. The past and the culture for the teams that are making those runs and that want to stay on top of the sport, that's what matters. You can't just hit the reset button on a culture every, 3 to 5 to 6 years. You gotta keep bringing those guys back who have been around, who know what the standard is. Bring those guys back again and again.
Look, this thing may fall on its face. It may. And I'm not a North Carolina fan, but I will tell you this. I like it. I like the hire. I'm all in on the guy. Look, he hadn't coached a single play in college basketball as a head coach. I get that. And he might be an epic failure like Bill Belichick was in his first year. I'm just being a fan. I'm being a fan. That's what fans do. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm used to. I'm already just sold on this guy. I love it. I absolutely think it's a great. I love what he says. I'm excited. If you're a North Carolina fan, I think you should be excited as well. It may not be the hire we saw coming. And Diesel, you may think it's a great hire. You may think it's a bad hire. But you know what it is? We can all agree on. It's a fascinating hire.
Yeah.
It's fascinating they went after Michael Malone here.
There are quality hires that don't work out. And there are, but non-quality hires never work out, right? I mean, this is a quality hire. Mike Malone is a quality coach. He's a quality human being. He's already setting things up and doing a lot of the right things. That doesn't necessarily mean that he'll be successful at North Carolina, but it means he's off to a really, really strong start. And if you're a Tar Heel fan, you got to feel really good about that. Who was the Tolo earlier, Cole? Keith texted in and said, "Go Heels." So we got Tar Heels in the audience. Let us know how you're feeling about this move now that you're hearing more and more from the press conferences that are coming out. This stuff is fascinating. Let us know, are you feeling better about it? Are you feeling the same about it as you were a few days ago when the announcement was made? Text into the show, 844-326-3663.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Last piece of audio, he spoke on Hubert Davis. And I think this was fascinating, and I know we're using that word a lot, but I do think it was fascinating in the sense of Hubert Davis is a guy that was just out the door. Michael Malone was, and bear with me on this, Michael Malone was let in as a part of the program when he was out of coaching. Hubert Davis let him in. Maybe you look back now and say, well, that was a mistake by Hubert Davis because he just got his replacement in the door. Here's that audio, the very last link, John. Michael Malone on Hubert Davis.
this is bittersweet. Coach Davis, he sent me an amazing message yesterday, but he allowed me to come in and watch and be a part of this family, which does not happen very often, if ever. And, I would spend time with the coaches, and as I was rooting for them all year long, Sully and I would talk about, what are you seeing, Coach? What can we do better? What recommendations do you have? And I wish I could have been better help, but Sully is a great guy, a tremendous respect for him, and I'm happy to be able to call him a friend.
It's nice to hear that Hubert Davis, who was, let's face it, fired, right?
Yeah.
Still reaches out. While we like Michael Malone and everything he's saying, Hubert Davis is also a class act. And he was the entire time he was at North Carolina Diesel. They didn't get the wins they wanted, but that guy, he represented the program very well.
It's unfortunate, and I understand that this is a subsection of the internet. You're always going to find these people in these situations. These people will always come out of the woodworks. But I saw so many just nasty messages about Hubert Davis, and I tweeted out about it and called him a good coach. And I probably had 100 messages come in and say, "What are you talking about? You're an idiot. He was an idiot. He sucked. He was awful. What are you talking about? Hubert Davis got him to the NCAA tournament how many times? Got him to the Final Four. I know that you're hurt and you're probably lashing out because you lost to VCU in the first round and you lost to them in ugly fashion. You gave up a 19-point lead, but come on, that doesn't mean that Hubert's not a good coach. I think he's a phenomenal person, and he's a really good basketball coach. Maybe just something in the alignment was off with North Carolina basketball for him.
Last thing I'll say before we run to a break, I think we have a problem in sports. When someone fails, we categorize them as a bad coach. Mm-hmm. Diesel, if you get fired today, if I get fired today, people will categorize us as a bad radio show host. We got fired. Mm-hmm. If Shane Beamer gets fired next year, people will say he's a bad coach. Hubert Davis, bad coach. We have a problem just putting that label on people. And while the situation didn't work out, yeah, there are bad coaches out there. I think there are bad coaches out there. I think there's a lot of coaches that are good coaches. The situation just didn't work itself out.
There's a difference between an Urban Meyer who will kick his kicker in the leg and will curse his players out as some form of motivation. I would say that's a bad person who was a good coach that turned into a bad coach at the end of things. Hubert Davis is not a bad coach. He was a really good person who was unsuccessful. There's a difference, and I wouldn't even say unsuccessful.
Didn't live up to North Carolina standard,
Didn't live up to an extremely high standard. There's a very
he probably win in a lot of places,
I posted it up on my team's message board. I'm like, hey, if Dustin Kearns gets the job down at College of Charleston, which he didn't, let's hire Hubert Davis. And people are like, no, we don't want him.
I was like, people said that?
What are you talking about? You wouldn't want to coach the I mean, just in a what-if scenario world, you wouldn't want to coach the caliber of Hubert Davis and Boone. What is wrong with you?
People really said they didn't want him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That just shows what fans are.
Yeah, it's exactly. Fans will be fans. We're live here at 1524 Locust Hill Road in Greer in the Corner Cafe of the Ingalls Markets. We want to see you. We have a gift card on the way. It's not in the door yet, so Tolos, come on by this direction.
Get in line.
Get in line. Be ready. If there's 3 of you here at the same time, we'll throw it on the floor and let you fight over it if that's how you want to handle this thing. But, Cole, when we come back, speaking of fighting, they were fighting last night in Anaheim. The Angels and the Braves, they were going at it. The Bravos got the win. We'll break it all down next.
Clear.
All right.
But remember the SEC.
Cole, we are seeing the fight in this Atlanta Braves team, literally, because the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Angels had a benches and bullpen clearing brawl last night in their game, which the Atlanta Braves won. They turned it on in late innings and started really packing on the runs. Here's what it sounded like, Cole, when the benches cleared and fists started flying.
Solaris finally tackled from behind as the Angels and Braves are all out onto the field. That came up out of nowhere. Soler was upset after a couple of pitches were high and in after he hit yet another homer off Lopez. And a fight broke out just out of thin air.
Out of thin air.
We see that baseball being thrown that far again. We talked about success against them.
So Jorge Soler has been a Brave twice.
Yeah.
Cole, he spent the back half of the 2021 season where he won a World Series with the Braves. He also spent the back half of the 2024 season with Atlanta before being dealt to the Angels. And, he and the Braves pitching staff have some history. They have time spent on the roster together, he and Reynaldo Lopez. And Jorge Soler did not take kindly to getting some of that sweet chin music.
You know, what's funny is that audio failed to mention one thing. It failed to mention, Diesel, the person that tackled Jorge Soler was Walt Weiss, the new manager. And I officially declare April 7th, 2026 as the day Walt Weiss became the Braves manager. I know he was hired a couple of months ago. No. April 7th is the day that Walt Weiss became the Braves manager. When there's a picture online surfacing of your manager spearing, and I mean spearing, one of the opposing players, yep, he's our guy, he's our manager. I wasn't necessarily sold on Walt Weiss, but guess what? I am now. He's willing to fight. He's willing to literally wrestling move a guy to the ground.
Yeah.
And that picture will always live on as Walt Weiss is now officially the Braves manager.
Yeah, Jorge Soler was wearing Walt Weiss like a backpack, looked like one of those koala backpacks.
Yeah.
And, how this whole thing started, Cole, was Jorge Soler went yard off of Reynaldo Lopez in his first at-bat. This is what that sounded like.
Against Reynaldo Lopez. He's a go-to, bring him in. There's a drive out to the left field corner. Javon's after it, but it's gone. Jorge Soler once again has torched Reynaldo Lopez.
And Mike Trout was on second when that ball was struck. 2-run home run. He has a career high, by the way, off of any individual pitcher in home runs off of Reynaldo Lopez with 5 homers. 5 dingers off the same pitcher, so he's got him figured out. And second at-bat, Reynaldo Lopez plunked him. Third at-bat, he throws high and in. It was off the tip of the glove of the catcher. I don't know if he intended to do that. I don't know if it was an accidental wild pitch. Took him a while, though. It was like, did Jorge Soler want to charge the mound? He stood there and stared him down for a solid 5 to 10 seconds, and then took off towards the mound.
And Reynaldo wasn't even like on the mound. It was weird because you looked at the batter, like you said, Soler was just staring, and Reynaldo Lopez was kind of behind the mound, and he didn't know what was happening. You're like, what's going on right now? Are they talking? And here he comes. And it wasn't a great fight. I would probably give it a, baseball fights. I would probably give it a 4.5 maybe.
Nobody took a shot to the jaw.
No good shots.
No.
It got broken up very quickly. I'll tell you what, I'll bump it to a 5.5 just because Walt Weiss tackled the pitcher.
Yeah, that was the best part of it. But it was so slow developing. Like I said, Soler didn't charge the mound immediately. It took some time for the teams to come out of their dugouts, and then it took even longer for the teams to come out of their bullpens. It was just the longest, slowest developing fight in baseball I think I've seen in a while.
But the fact of the matter is Atlanta won, got back in their winning ways.
Yeah, they did.
Right? a game where they were losing. They were losing, so they had to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent Austin Riley and Ronald Acuna a nasty message last night before the game. They didn't receive it because I don't have their phone number. But
so who did you text?
Nobody. I just sent out a tweet.
Oh, okay.
And they don't follow me.
I thought you just text random Atlanta area code numbers, just hoping that it's Austin Riley.
That's a good idea. I'll try. But they somehow, maybe they did see the tweet because it was better. It was better. Again, not great. But look, they didn't go 0 for last night. Now 7-5 on the season. Austin Riley had 2 hits. Ronald Acuna had a hit. I think Austin Riley was like 167 before the game. Now I believe he's at 190, maybe 180, 190 now. So he's hitting the ball a little bit better. Ronald Acuna's average bumped up a tick as well. Acuna is still below the Mendoza line, but the fact of the matter is those are the guys that we've talked about, Diesel. They've got to produce night in and night out. And they both got hits last night. That was good to see. And Drake Baldwin was incredible as he's been thus far this season.
I can't put this on the stream, Cole, but look at this photo here. This is a phenomenal picture. Lopez on the right.
Yeah.
Soler on the left. I mean, if Lopez took a swing at him with the baseball in his fist, he could have done some real damage. Yeah. But the good thing is Soler had his left hand up. He also has that protective guard on the side of the helmet that comes down and covers his jaw. So Lopez was in real trouble there of taking a shot to the side of the head on his right-hand side, and it ultimately didn't happen. Now, a big shout-out to Clemson's Eli White, who put one down the left field line, knocked in an RBI. There was that weird situation in the third inning with the ground rule double, and the ball took a weird hop off the top of the wall. It went straight up. Ronald Acuna didn't seem to know where the ball was, even though it was in his glove. Like, he caught the ball, and he's looking around like, where's the ball? And they ended up bringing the runner back from third to second, ruling it a ground rule double, even though ground rule double wasn't called on the field.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a non-call get added to a play like that. Just kind of an odd baseball game all around. But, hey, the Braves got to win. They put up 7 runs. They got some good production out of a lot of guys. You got to feel good about it.
And you mentioned Clemson's Eli White. Wren High School, not far from where we are today. Wren High School's Eli White.
Hey.
So I think Eli's got a promising career as he's still a young guy in the MLB. But, Eli's been fortunate that while he's been on this Braves roster, there have been a couple of guys go down with injuries. So he's been in the lineup. He's been effective. And when he has been in the lineup, he, like you said last night, he's not just a warm body in the lineup. So he's getting his chance. He's producing. He wasn't a Connor Griffin coming out of high school. But guess what? He had a really good college career. And now he's showing that, hey, I'm a guy that can come in the pros and impact the game. He's done that 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, they also said that they like to bring him in when there's lefty starting pitching. And that way he I guess hits lefties really, really well. So he's getting his opportunity, Cole. I don't know what the percentage of starts are lefty versus righty, but he's going to get a lot of chances. And if he keeps hitting the way that he is, getting RBIs, he had 1 sac fly RBI, but it scored a run. That's ultimately what matters here. If he keeps producing like that, he's going to get more and more opportunities out there on the field. So congratulations to Eli White. And the Braves' late inning pitching, Cole, the late inning relief and the closer, Raisel Iglesias came in, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Game 3, the last dance for now with the Angels in Anaheim coming up at 4:07. So about 30 minutes from right now, Diesel. Today you have Grant Holmes on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. And look, you want to get a series win. You want to continue this momentum. You did lose 3 in a row. You're now 7-5. You hadn't been great on the road. You're 3-3 on the road. You had a little good home stand, right? But now things are starting to, now I don't want to say go bad, but you're having to go through the ups and downs of an MLB season. The Angels, according to ESPN.com, are given a higher percentage to win. With Detmers on the mound today, a lefty, and Grant's a right-handed guy. So the Angels have a 55.6% chance to win the game today. Diesel, Atlanta has a 44% chance to win today, and we'll see if they can get it done at 4:07. Also want to let the Tolos know, Diesel, that this is big. How about this? Look right here. Jay Wilson just gave us 2
Hey.
Ingles gift cards. And these are not little small gift cards. You see what that says on there?
25.
25 times
25.
2. We've got 2 $25 Ingles gift cards for you, Tolos. If you come by, we are at 1524 Locust Hill Road in Greer. Melissa Level from Ingles Markets is here. We're here until 7 p.m. We want to see you right here at Ingles Markets, 1524 Locust Hill Road in Greer. And we'll continue the show. I want to go back to a comment from Jersey Joe, though, in the very next segment. Maybe a turf war. You know, you've heard turf wars before. What about turf war? Jersey Joe throwing some shade. He's saying, hey, y'all need to get over toward Five Forks. Maybe we are seeing a turf war be born that we can revisit in the summer months. Let's get into that and see if Jersey Joe has some actual facts behind what he's claiming on the stream.
Since we started the show or this segment talking about a fight, if you took the population of Five Forks and the population of Greer and had them fight it out,
I'd go Greer.
Like there's always that, like, if you took 1,000 gorillas versus 10,000 humans, who would win in a fight, and they simulated online, what would that happen? What would happen? The population of Greer versus the population of Five Forks.
I'd go Greer.
I think I would too. I think Greer would fight dirtier.
I think they got a little, no offense to Five Forks. Greer's got some down home redneck.
A little more redneck in them.
Yeah, I think they've got some grit in them. Let's see if Jersey Joe's onto something. Maybe a turf war that we'll have to revisit. We'll get into it next.
RJ throwing a great stat at us. Jorge Soler, 14 for 23 lifetime against Reynaldo Lopez with 5 home runs. I would not start Reynaldo Lopez against a team that Jorge Soler is playing for.
No doubt.
It's
We'll
not a
get
good
into
choice.
Jersey Joe's comment next, right here on the Fan Upstate.
Clear.
is hot.
That's 844-FAN-PHONE. This is Wire to Wire with Cole, Bryson, and Diesel on the Fan Upstate.
Tolos, we are live until 7 p.m. at Ingalls Market. Switch 1, 1524 Locust Hill Road in Greer. That's where we are until 7 p.m. right here on the Fan Upstate. We have not one but two Ingalls gift cards to give away to two special Tolos in the audience. If you come by, I even have my stake, my pay-up bet for Cocky for a Reason. Not sure what time he's coming by. Maybe that's him over there in the Clemson shirt, the guy that just walked in the door. Maybe that's Cocky for a Reason. I seriously doubt it.
Was he the guy that had the tiger paw tattooed on his
No,
on his
I don't
hand?
think so. I don't think so. That was pretty cool, though. There was a guy that works here, had a tiger paw tattooed on his hand. That's some pretty serious dedication there, Tolo. So not one but two. Ingalls gift cards for $25 for you as we are here at Ingalls, and this place is absolutely buzzing on this Hump Day edition of the Fan, or of Wire to Wire rather, on the Fan Upstate. But Shane Barrett's on the stream. There are 30 Tolos on the stream right now. I see DB, I see JB, but also Keith. Jersey Joe has this habit of just like popping in and popping out. He'll say what he wants to say, and then he'll leave. That way the rebuttal, there's no rebuttal. Jersey Joe pops in and says, need to find something close to Five Forks when it comes to us being in Ingalls, right? He says Locust Hill is out in the boonies. And I just wonder, from those Tolos that live in the Greer area, are you going to take a guy from New Jersey, because that's where Jersey Joe is from, Diesel, coming down to the south and telling you that we're out in the boonies in Greer? I don't know if they should take that or not. And we asked the question, what's around here? You got two beautiful lakes in Five Forks. There I go talking about Five Forks in the Greer area. And JB on the stream says they'd all lose if they're up here in Duncan. We're rebels around here, so JB's staking his or planting his flag in Duncan. I just wonder if these Greer Tolos are going to take that talk, that trash talk from Jersey Joe and Northerner.
Five Forks is nice, I guess, if you like HOAs and Starbucks on every third corner. If you like sitting in traffic, looking at taillights and breathing in, exhaust smoke out of Porsches and other cars like that. But if you, Cole, if you want to be out in nature, if you want to be next to the lake, if you want to be able to see trees, if you want to be able to look over the horizon and still see mountains over there, you're coming up this way. This is where everybody wants to be, man.
And, if you look at Five Forks on a map, all you see is neighborhoods. That's literally all you see. Neighborhoods. You've got Woodruff Road that runs through there. But no offense to those in Five Forks, because we have Tolos, I'm sure, that live in the Five Forks area. But what does Five Forks actually have to offer? That's what I want to know. I mean, literally, zoom in, look on a map.
Yeah.
It is neighborhoods. That's all it is. So you said it, a couple of Starbucks. I'm sure they have a Chick-fil-A. Roper Mountain Road goes through Five Forks, but I don't know what they have. What is Five Forks even known for? Is it known for anything?
Nothing. It's 5 spurs of a road that all come together.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
And
I
think
culture in Five Forks.
when you look at the towns across the upstate, I mean, Five Forks might, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Five Forks might be near the top of the list for being known for nothing. Known for absolutely nothing. I don't know. I mean, you look over, you've got 85 not far from Five Forks, but you throw in shade Jersey Joe at Greer. Greer's a pretty proud community. I think Greer's got a lot. Diesel said you got more parts of Greer that are rural, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think you can even fit a golf course in Five Forks. I know there are two out there kind of more toward
That's Woodruff,
Fountain
though.
Inn,
That's
right? Yeah.
Woodruff, that's out there, though.
Yeah, but where we are, I like this area. Locust Hill, you said it. You're not far at all from the mountains. I want to know. Dan B says, I don't feel like Greer's in the boonies. Inman is more boony than Greer. So here we go, Dan B. Good job. Good job. Very good job. Now you're throwing shade at all the Tolos in Inman, saying that Inman's more in the boonies than Greer. So there you go, a boony competition.
Tolo on Tolo violence.
Which is more in the boony, Inman or Greer? I would say I think there are parts of Greer that are boonies, but I think there are also parts of Inman. That's a good question. Which is more boony? Or the boony? That's a good one.
I think Inman is the boonies. We in Greer are on the edge of the boonies.
You think so?
We're on the edge of different boonies.
Maybe that's a good summertime list. In the upstate, in our listening area, which now includes Anderson, 1015 Anderson, Which is if we had a booney list, what would be the top 5 booney list in the upstate? Shane Barrett says Inman is more booney than Greer. Dan
by far, yeah.
You think so?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Inman's that kind of town where everything shuts down on Sundays. Everything is closed on Sundays. And some people like it that way.
I just wonder, what do we consider booney? Maybe that's a good summertime list. The upstate's top 5 booney areas. I love the name of it, right?
I like it.
Keith in TR says Five Forks is full of old people. Greer wins easy. Again, that comes from Keith in TR. So he's in TR. He doesn't have a dog in the fight, right? Corn Chip texted in. He says, my ride yesterday, on the Amtrak was a blast. Next venture is going to be tow-lowing from a Greyhound. He's all over the place, isn't he?
Corn Chip, how was that ride, by the way? I assume you came from, D.C. down through Richmond, through the Winston-Salem area. When I took the Amtrak to New York, Cole, we had to stop for an hour because there was a brush fire on the tracks.
Oh, man.
Or next to the tracks. So they had to call the fire trucks out there. They had to put the thing out, and they had to investigate how the thing started. And then we could get back on the road, or on the rails, I guess.
Yeah, on the rails.
Hey, you said you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't travel by train. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shane Barrett says, I had to drive in both frequently, talking about Inman or Greer. Inman is definitely more boonies. And again, maybe this is a subjective question with boonies differing in terms of how you define boonies, but I like that. Let's write that down. Come back to it in a month or two, Diesel. The top 5 booniest towns in the upstate.
Is boonies reflective of how many stoplights you have in your town?
Could be a factor.
If you're sub 5 or sub 10, you're in the boonies?
I'm asking ChatGPT.
Yeah, how would you define boonies?
How do you spell? Is it B-O-O-N-Y?
No, boonies.
O-I-E.
Yeah. How would you define boonies?
Let's see what ChatGPT says.
Living
Ready?
in the boonies.
The boonies is slang for a place that's very remote, rural, far from everything. What it usually means, way out in the country, not many people around, far from stores, cities, main roads, feels isolated or in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Greer's not boonies at all. Greer is exploding in population.
Yeah, I think there's a lot
of going crazy.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of places in Greer that are nice, and maybe some more like Rick and Greer might live out in the Greer boonies.
Right.
But I think that's an interesting challenge for us.
The fun thing about Greer is it matters what side of Wade Hampton Road you live on, Wade Hampton Boulevard. If you're on the east side of Wade Hampton, then you're in the city part of Greer. But if you're on the west side of Wade Hampton, you're kind of out in the boonies.
And we're on the
west side.
West side. So if you look at Greer, we're not even really that close to downtown Greer. You got to go all the way down.
Yeah.
And then, we're not terribly far. Get on West Poinsett. Not terribly far, but then you go out toward Tigerville. We're not far from that either. You keep going down Locust Hill Road, You got Tigerville not too far from us as well. I think Lake Robinson's kind of between us and Tigerville. But maybe that's another topic for another day. Top 5 booniest areas in the upstate.
Did you bring your fishing rod? You want to go hit some,
No, I wish.
Cast a couple off the dock after the show's over?
No, I don't think I have him with me. I wish I did.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do that next time we come up this way. As we love being here at this Greer location, 1524 Locust Hill Road. On the other side of the break, it is time for Melissa's Moment. We'll talk with the marketing director for Ingalls Markets, Melissa Level, next right here on Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson on the Fan Upstate. Clear. Well, we now feel underdressed here. I even tucked my shirt in today for Melissa Level. She shows up wearing some brand new fancy schmancy alligator shoes.
That's right.
You as a Florida State Seminole
That's right.
alum, you got to feel good about yourself, putting them down, the Florida Gators, with every single step.
That's right. And I walk on them every day.
Walking on the Gators. I
That
like
might be
that.
all I can do to support the team.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah, there's
Evan.
no NIL money left after those shoes.
That's right. No, I mortgaged the house.
yeah.
But that's okay. Some things are worth it.
Evan's going to put your mic a little
Oh,
closer.
okay, good.
There you go.
Yeah, because there we go. Now I could shout.
You're good. You're good. You look great as always.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
coming on
Yeah,
with us.
all done with March Madness.
Melissa, I want to tell you about a bet that I lost over the weekend, and the bet was paid because I had to buy a Tolo, one of our
Right.
Tolos, a ribeye steak, bone-in ribeye steak.
Wow.
And I bought it today from Ingles Markets.
Good for you.
Bone-in ribeye.
Wow, that's quite a bet because
It
that's
was
worth a lot.
It's
'cause it's the best meat in town.
$19,
No-
$20. Yep. So I bet a listener that South Carolina would not beat UConn women's basketball. What, Diesel? Friday night? Is that right? Friday night
Yep,
last
yep,
week?
yep.
South Carolina beat them. So I had to pay up with a ribeye. I want to know from you, though, if you were the one receiving the steak, what would be your cut of choice?
It would be a boneless ribeye.
Over a bone-in?
Right. Yes, with lots of fat around it.
You don't like why don't you like the bone?
I don't know. I just feel like you don't get as much of the
Oh, okay.
meat. I like all the gristly stuff and everything and all the big. I like it to be lots of marbling on it, and I could probably eat about an 8-ounce.
Ribeye?
Nice.
I like the fat on a steak a lot.
Yeah, I like the fat. It makes it so juicy. Ribeyes for me have the most. I am not a filet girl.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it's a texture thing for me. I think it's got different. It doesn't have any of the good fat on it. Give me a good marbled anything.
Are you going ribeye over that too, Diesel? Are you a ribeye?
No, I mean, I love ribeyes.
What's your
I
number one, though?
like a New York strip just a little bit better, but there's
Right.
also a cut of steak that is becoming more popular, and neither one of you have said it.
Right.
I'm not going to say it on the air because I don't want everybody to know
Oh, really?
and rush over to their local Ingles
What?
markets
Right.
and
But I
grab
want to
one.
know.
I wanna
I'll
know.
tell you off the air. I'm not going to on the air. That would defeat the purpose.
We'll say it next week.
I want to make sure that they have plenty of them in stock so that I can get them all. That's
Secret
what I want.
cut? Is it
Yeah.
secret?
Yeah, it is.
My husband will pay you behind the counter
yeah.
to tell you.
I like a filet, but I also like ribeye as well. The fat, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and I like a prime rib too,
Prime
which
rib's
is
good.
like I like to if you get the whole thing and then cut them
Yeah.
up, and that's one of the wonderful things that we do here at Ingles. You can buy a whole
ribeye? A roast? Like, is that what they call it, a roast?
Yeah, and they will cut it for you into individual ribeye steaks.
Love it.
Yep.
Mm.
Mhm. See, because we get the entire cow here.
Sure.
Okay, so
Right.
we are individual butcher shops.
Yes.
So that is what's so good about it is you can get the right size cut you want, or you can cut larger pieces of meat into individuals. So it's wonderful. We do a great job here, and our
I'm
butchers
hungry.
are like market managers, as we call them, market managers, because they are the butchers.
Melissa, could you swing a golf club in those shoes, you think?
No,
In her brand new alligator shoes? The
they
reason-
would get stuck.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
actually, I might plant better.
Okay. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you
yeah.
never know. I
could
let them get all the way
aerate
down.
the soil
yeah.
a little, you know?
I might get all the way down in there, and then I won't move because I have a problem with turning
Yeah.
my head and watching everything around me, so I can't swing very well.
The
because of
reason
it.
the reason I ask you that is the par 3 competition is happening right now down in Augusta
Oh,
at the
wow.
Masters, and Justin Thomas aced one on his second par 3, hole number
yeah.
2. Now the rules of this challenge are fun because you can play it all by yourself,
Right.
or you can call in a celebrity shot. It's usually your wife, your girlfriend, your kid
Right.
can putt a shot for you. But if you do that, you're officially disqualified
Right.
from winning the challenge. You have to
Right.
play it
But
all
you can still
by
have that
yourself.
putt, right.
So how competitive are you? If you were playing well, would you let your husband take a shot for you, or
No,
would
because
you?
he can't golf.
So if you're playing well, you're the only
That's
one
right.
touching that club.
No, I do. My best friend is like got a 7 or 8 handicap. She's fantastic.
wow.
I might let her do the whole thing for me, but I want to know if the sand trap counts. Is that like the hole? You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a hole in
That's
the
right.
ground.
The hole in the ground. Maybe if that would work, I would be fine.
Melissa, have you ever been to the Masters before?
Never.
I'm surprised. As highfalutin as you are, you mean you could
I'm
call?
not highfalutin.
Oh,
No,
you
no.
could call anybody. You could
You
call
must-
anybody. Call Tiger. Well, you probably got Tiger's number. in
Oh
your
yeah, on
phone.
speed dial.
On
Yeah.
speed dial.
He's out of the country right now. You can't call him.
Actually, my
Out
dealer.
of the
No, I'm gonna get it.
What are your thoughts on that, Melissa? The whole Tiger situation.
I'm sad because I do believe that he's the greatest golfer of all time. And
Yeah.
not only that, he did more for the game of golf than anybody.
Sure.
And I'm also, his son is now a Florida State Seminole.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So lots of reasons I'm sad for him, but most importantly, I just hope he gets it this time.
The help?
I hope he gets the help.
Yeah.
I hope he does it for sure. And he needs to turn over the car keys, no matter what. Okay.
Hire a
'Cause
driver.
Yep.
He can afford a self-driving car,
Right.
Call a Waymo, Tiger. It's not that
Right.
expensive.
I just because no matter what happens, the next accident he has, whether he is, sober as a stick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to get blamed for it, and I just think he needs to just do that, and he's going to hurt himself or he's going to hurt someone else. I think also I would like to see him do the senior tour. Okay.
Oh, wow,
I
yeah.
think he could do an awful lot for that tour. Okay, and I think he could shine in that tour if he can get back to the game of golf.
Melissa, we've been talking about the Spartanburgers the
Ah,
last
ye-
couple of days. We're excited now that Spartanburgers are back in action. They're now
Yeah.
facing the Greenville Drive in that series. As our Tolos make their way up to Fifth Third Park, they're going to see Ingles logos on
Everywhere.
the wall. They're going to see them everywhere in that stadium. And I ask you this question, every couple times we're bringing up here. Why is it so important? What does Ingles gain the most out of being a part of the local sports community the way that you are? Because you really blanket the market.
That's right.
It's the minor league baseball. You're going to see it at high school baseball
Right.
stadiums, at rec league baseball
American
stadiums,
Legion, we're bringing
American
from-
Legion,
Right.
at football stadiums, in basketball arenas. You guys are everywhere.
That's right.
And, that's a commitment that most stores are not doing. Ingles is stepping up and going way farther. Why is it so important to you?
I think because it touches everyone, okay? If you are at the high school level, you're reaching a fan base that's your moms and your dads and your family, and we can give something to them that putting their kids on TV and
Yeah.
let them seeing and helping them develop. We help with our charity angle. It helps us develop our community giving portion of it with our dollar strikeouts. We're going to be making a check presentation at the Spartanburgers this coming Sunday for our dollar strikeouts for last season. It was almost $1,300
Wow.
that we raised for mobile meals at Spartanburg, and
Yeah.
so that we're doing that, and that or our 3 for 3s on our basketball, or our $100 for a field goal for high school and collegiate and Southern Conference games that we do. We also we have 15 televised games for the Spartanburgers. We televise for the SoCon, for the Big South. I think it's an opportunity for us to get our message out to a lot of different people across demographics, but it's also really important to us as a community outreach. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how much sports touches their community. Whether it's a big event like a tournament, it's bringing in so much economic value to the community. Let's make it as fun as possible and bring more dollars into our community. It helps it a lot. We can tie that charity in and do good for the community long after the tournament or after the event is gone. So it's just a important way for us to touch people in our community.
And I think Ingles has set the bar, not just locally, regionally, across the country as well. I saw it in Texas with HEB and different stores out there, but I really do. I think Ingles has set the bar from a community aspect. Anybody can open the doors and sell fruit and
Right.
steak, but I think what Ingles does is special. I want to put you to the test.
Okay.
Diesel and Jay from Sales can be your lifeline and help
Okay.
here.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
I did this to Diesel, last week?
Yep.
Words and phrases broadcasters are not allowed to say at the Masters. I am going to give you the phrase, and I wanted to see if you can tell me what they have to say in replace of that phrase. You think you can do it?
I think I can.
All right, so
Okay.
Diesel, if you don't know Diesel knows, of course, because he
Right.
just did it. But
Uh-huh.
we'll see if Jay can help you as well. You are not, if you were on the broadcast, Jim Nance and the broadcasting
Right.
crew, not allowed to say fans
Mm-hmm.
at Augusta National during the Masters. Do you know, Melissa, what you have to say instead?
Spectators?
No.
No? Okay.
Jay, do you know?
Fans.
Fans. They can't say
F-A-N-S.
fans. What do they have to call the fans? Guests?
Nope. Good guess, though. Good guess. Not guessed.
Starts with a P.
People?
That's a great guess. People. No?
Well, that's what they are.
Did you know this? Did you know that you couldn't say fans?
No, what is it?
No? Diesel?
Patrons.
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 They're
Oh, my gosh.
patrons.
You're not allowed to say it. It's Augusta.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
okay.
Jim Nance. So you can't say fans. You have to say patrons.
That's a good one, though. Okay.
It is.
Mhm. I
This
like
one's
this.
tough.
I like this one. This
All
is
right,
fun.
let's do it.
Okay.
Sand trap is, you know what a sand trap is in
Yeah.
golf? You cannot say sand trap. Do you know that?
I know this one. It's wait, I know I do know it's a what yes, hazard.
Nope.
That's what we want
No.
hazard. Okay, what
Think
okay.
Archie.
Manny. Bunker.
Bunker.
You tell him.
Bunker.
You can tell him the sports.
Bunker, baby. Bunker.
Bunker, baby. Okay.
So you can't
Okay.
say sand trap. You
So
have to say bunker.
if you go on your honeymoon and you get pregnant, you're going to give you a bunker baby.
Bunker, baby.
That's right.
Well, depends on where it was conceived.
That's true, too.
Okay.
All right, you cannot say back 9, which are the last 9 holes on
You
the
can say
course.
the front 9.
You can say the front 9, but you cannot say the back 9. Do you know what you have to say instead if you're on the broadcast at Augusta?
Back 9. You have to say something else other than that.
Yeah.
Just the whole number then.
Mm-mm.
Like
No.
10?
You remember, Diesel? Do you remember?
Isn't it isn't it the last 9?
Uh-uh.
No. The back 9. The second 9.
There you go.
Second 9.
There you go.
I almost forgot this one.
Why though? Why?
It's the proper. Augusta is weird. It's
That is
weird.
so strange.
All right, you cannot say driving range. This one's tough.
Yeah.
You got this one, though, if you remember. You got it.
It took me a while.
It took you a while,
Took me
but
like
you can't
5
say
hits.
driving range.
Practice.
Practice what?
Wow.
Round.
Close?
Field. Hole.
Close? It's the
It's not the driving range. It's
Starts
the
with a
practice one.
Bunker.
$1, Bob.
area.
Okay.
Area. So, all right, next one. You cannot say twosome. You have to say, don't you do. Wow. Listen, look at
Wow.
That's the
He
first thing I
can't
thought
take
of.
you anywhere.
I'm sorry.
I knew. I read your
Life partner.
Pair.
Well,
very close.
Pair.
Couple.
Pairing. Jay Wilson got it. It's a pairing.
Bunkers. Okay.
Bunkers.
All right, let me ask you this. This is a trick question. Melissa's crying. We've got her crying. I love it. She's laughing so hard. You cannot
Just don't make me
say
snort.
sponsors, but I will say it is a trick question. Why can't you? You remember this, Steve?
Because they don't have sponsors.
He's on it. He's all over it.
You got
You're
that.
not allowed to have sponsors in the back. I knew that.
No. Wow.
You know,
wow.
because that was one.
Well done.
That was one of the first things that I asked about when I started, because I thought that would be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Can't sponsor. And then the one that Diesel and I added last week. This year you can't say DUI.
You can't. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You can't say DUI. Well, Tiger. I
Well,
don't know what you say
you
in
know,
place
but
at DUI.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, you can't have anything in your pockets either,
You can't take your phone.
right?
You can take a camera if you go to the practice round.
Right.
Practice rounds are now over.
And you have to be quiet, right? Now, when can you clap? It's right after the.
But you have to do this.
No, you don't. Oh, you don't.
You have to.
Oh, no.
have to do clicks.
Yeah, no,
Can you
don't.
clap? I think you can clap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
You
can
can
clap.
clap. You
But
can
it's
clap.
but it's when they're going between holes, right? You
Yeah,
can't clap
no, I-
during
You
the.
can clap after the shot.
After the shot.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Okay, I didn't know that because I thought you had to be like really super quiet. I've always been too scared to go to the Masters.
You have to wait until that guy puts the
rules.
signs
Because
down
I-
to say be quiet.
Because you know what? I'm going to screw it up. If I go there, I'm going to screw it up because you know me, I cannot be quiet.
Melissa, what's the difference between a Mercedes-Benz and a golf ball?
I don't know.
Tiger Woods can drive a golf ball 300 yards without hitting a tree.
Oh, I love
That is
it.
bad, Diesel.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That is
Woo!
bad.
Performing all week, try the view.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
that
be
is
here all
so
week.
bad. Can't
That's
drive
okay.
a
I want to tell you about
Mercedes.
something really cool. I know I got to
Sure.
hurry, but the Goodwill Industries is opening up a test lab kind of thing at their Travelers Rest Goodwill store right there by the Chick-fil-A, and it is going to be an area that is called Playtime, which is nothing but sporting equipment.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and as you
Great.
know, sporting equipment is expensive. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
have an opportunity to buy expensive things, everything from lacrosse to, golf clubs,
Yeah.
pads, everything. And Ingles is sponsoring that
Wow.
this thing, so we can hopefully have an opportunity to have more kids and adults who want to enjoy sports that have some restrictions to being able to afford to be able to get the
That's
equipment to be able to do it.
That
so we're
is.
That
really
really is
excited.
And
great.
where is it again?
It opens on the 15th. It's at the Goodwill in Travelers Rest. It's a pilot program for right now, so that's the only one that you can go to get it. But stop by and we have a lot of Callaway there. It's
Wow.
for a golfer. They donate a lot of that, and so just give yourself an opportunity to go by and see it. And if you know people that just would love to play but just can't, That's a
That
great
is
place too.
awesome.
So you know at the Masters, they're famous for having egg salad and pimento cheese sandwiches.
the pimento
and they're
cheese is
they're
good.
cheap. They're $1.50 a sandwich. It's really really affordable. Cole said yesterday you can get the entire menu at the Masters for $78.
Right.
One of
That's
everything.
great.
Yeah.
One of everything.
Except unless you don't want Irish food, though, right? Because he didn't have it in his dinner. He said, I wanted to enjoy the meal
Right.
myself, too. Right.
I did see. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Rory said
Rory
that.
said no
Rory-
Irish food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they
no.
said asked him why. He said I wanted to enjoy it.
I want to enjoy the meal too. See, because you're supposed to plan the menu. You're
He
the
did.
reigning
Yeah, yeah.
champion. Plan the menu for the the pre-masters dinner.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they,
yeah.
And they said usually they bring people bring something that's from their home country or from their home
Yeah.
that their mom cooked or whatever.
Is it not
And
good? Is it the Irish food
I
not
don't
good?
know. I mean, I kind of like corned beef and is that corned beef and cabbage?
And shepherd's pie, or no, am I wrong there?
Oh, that's British.
I thought
isn't
it's
it?
a British, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
British. Yeah, that's British.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
don't know
that.
the
Beans,
difference.
beans on toast. That's British. That's real British.
Yeah,
I don't know.
kidney pie.
I was
Yeah.
surprised he said that though. I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
he's like, I wanted to enjoy
I mean,
it myself.
When was the last time you drove past an Irish restaurant? You never have.
Well, St. Patty's Day, they're all Irish restaurants,
Well, I
right?
guess. Just
I mean,
'cause
we
you,
have
just 'cause
like
you put some green dye in your beer.
Delaney's in Spartanburg. That's the only
Yeah.
Right.
Irish one I know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hare and the
But
Hound in Landrum. I don't know if that's Irish or not. You've been.
that's a pub, though.
It's a pub.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is everything in a pub is Irish, right?
Yeah.
Beer.
Good point.
Do you know, Melissa, if I know you guys have this the restaurant, the Ingles Table, where you
That's
guys
right.
have recipes to help
That's
people.
right.
I'm terrible at cooking. I need recipes. I need step-by-step
That's right.
instructions. Do you know what's in it right now? Like I know a lot of our Tolos guys might
Right.
struggle with cooking as well.
Right.
Do they have any Masters-themed meals and
Well-
bites in there?
Well, I'll tell you what they do have, and they have a lot of things coming up. So you can want to cook something special for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of spring things, and we're just getting into the recipes on our website from the Ingles Table chefs and the foodies is grill masters and grilling and lots of
yeah.
side
That
stuff,
time of
lots of
year.
side salads, fun things to take on outdoor get-togethers,
Love it.
evening picnics, and we have something really cool now. We have a lot of mock cocktails out there, which are really a lot of fun that are delicious.
Huh. How about that?
That means no booze, right?
Yes, but we have the booze kind there.
Yeah,
too.
the booze kind as well.
Why would anybody have mocktails?
Well, some people like mocktails.
I like.
I
I
like
have
I
a
like
tail-
the
I don't have a
booze.
real tail, so I call it mock.
Melissa, you brought up that Masters menu. I want to know from you if it was Melissa's Champions Dinner. You have to build the appetite. I think they call it starters, not appetite. That's kind of redneck, I guess.
Right.
And then you have the entree, which you have 2 entrees. I think I would go like all you can eat crab legs and steak, and then you have the dessert. So what would Melissa's Champions Dinner look like, starting with the starters?
I would go with the lobster for the starter, okay? And then I would go with
That's a
the
fancy
ribeye
starter.
with lots of marbling. And then for dessert, I would do like a chocolate lava cake.
You get 2 entrees, though. One more entree. You have the 2 choices.
Probably a really good seared grouper.
Oh,
Nice. I would also fire
The
the
only
chef
fish I
if he
like.
cooked any steak over medium.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Kevin's like that. My husband, he's like, if it's moving, it's still okay.
how does he like? He likes it
He
rare.
holds a big lighter up to
Rare,
it.
yeah,
Says
so
that's good enough.
How do you eat yours?
I'm a medium well.
Medium
Oh,
well.
are you? You like a little more?
I'm afraid of the.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So you don't. What's the
I don't
worst
like
that
the
can
sight of
happen?
blood.
What is medium well? Just a little pink.
Little pink, it's still got some pink in it. If you order in a restaurant, you should always order it down a little bit because it continues to cook before they bring it to the table.
Gotcha.
So especially if it's on a plate that's warmed up. But if you're just doing it at home and you're gonna put it right on the plate and eat it, right at medium to well, just a little bit above medium. Little pink.
A1 sauce, butter.
A1, I love A1,
I do too.
and
Yeah.
I do
I
too.
like Heinz 57 too.
Okay,
Yeah.
you lost me there, but
Yep.
I love A1.
And I like mushrooms and butter,
Oh,
and
yes.
garlic over the top
Yes.
of it.
Yeah.
Love that
Yes.
a whole lot.
You know, there's a lot of people. The whole thing like not putting A1 on a steak, but I think my thing's always been like I love condiments. I love the way
I do
A1
too.
tastes.
I love the A1. I can eat A1 without the
I know,
steak.
just by itself.
I can look
That's
at
what I'm
it.
saying. You
Like
could never-
here, tears.
Every time I tell my wife, get some more A1 from Ingles, she goes, but I just got one like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, it's gone.
Have you tried the Ingles version of that?
No, I haven't.
Yes, you should try that.
Is it Laura
The
Lynn?
Laura
The
Lynn?
Laura Lynn is delicious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely delicious. You'll save a few dollars on that too,
Love
which
it.
is really, really good. We have a lot of Laura Lynn products, a lot of Ingles Best products in now, which is a little bit in between that Laura Lynn and the Harvest Farms. It's just a different flavors, a little bit more of our Ingles Best cookies and Ingles Best ice cream are delicious. delicious. We have English Best jarred fruit, so it's really beautiful. We have pineapple slices and mandarin oranges, and they're in the canned fruit, but they're in jars. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have really good paper products with the English Best too, which
I
are
love it.
really national brands, but we won't tell who.
Well, Melissa, we appreciate you as always.
I'm
You're
so
the best.
glad to see you.
Thank you for stopping by. And we are at the Locust Hill Road location in Greer. Can you tell our Tolos what we have still to give
We
away?
have $25 gift cards.
Two
of them. Oh my gosh, you better hurry. I might take one.
I know. You better, and that would get you a steak
That's
right
right.
there.
I'll see you with the Spartan Burgers.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Melissa.
you.
Always so fun.
You're the best.
every week.
Bye.
We've got to get to Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News to talk Lady Gamecocks. What happened in that national championship game? That was rough. We'll talk to Lulu about it next. to talk to Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News. As we do on Wednesday, Lulu does a fantastic job covering South Carolina football, South Carolina women's basketball, and she has made her return back to the Carolinas after a trip out west with the Lady Gamecocks. Lulu, as always, appreciate you taking time to join us on the show. What was your favorite part of the trip out west? You were out there for quite some time, weren't you?
I was, yes. I just got home after 12 days on the West Coast, so quite a while. Oh, geez. I got to go to San Francisco, which is one of my favorite cities, so I would say probably that. Like, I'm very grateful. I love all my coworkers, and so being on the road and far from home with your friends is great, and to call it work is crazy. So, I mean, it was friggin' exhausting, but at the same time, it was really fun to, have some time to do things like, going to San Francisco.
Lulu, after that game, we had a lot of our listeners justifying the loss, saying that, they had expended a whole lot of emotional energy in that big win over UConn just 2 nights before, and that's why they were sluggish and didn't quite look like themselves. From your opportunities that you've had to talk with Dawn and to talk with the team, especially after that UConn game, would you say that UConn game and the outcome and how difficult that win was, that exhausted them? Is there truth to the idea or the notion that they were just spent after that UConn win?
Yeah, I mean, stats and history show that. I think there's a stat where only 3 teams in the last something amount of years, like 11 years, that have beat UConn in the Final Four have gone on to win the national championship. Like, statistically, beating UConn in the Final Four takes a lot out of teams. Mississippi State beat UConn, snapped their undefeated season, and then lost to I think South Carolina actually, or maybe Notre Dame in the national championship years ago. But that's all to say, I think in some ways it's a valid argument. I do think South Carolina, I was most disappointed by their lack of heart and sort of lack of effort, which you can maybe say, they left all of it on the floor against UConn. But at the same time, I think more so, like, I know I said at one point, I think UCLA looked the worst in March. However, they were always the best team. I think UCLA, their strength of schedule was spectacular. They were a team of, their 6 best players were all seniors. They were veteran. They were hungry. It was a now or never mentality. I just thought they looked a little shaky in the first few rounds. That said, I think blemishes that were concealed are always going to rise, when the lights are bright. And I think South Carolina has looked young and disconnected at times. And I think that really showed in the title game, even though they were playing so well all throughout March. I think so much emotion went into, the Final Four game. And then going into that, I think a lot of issues kind of resurfaced.
Lulu, I said on Monday, and want to get your thoughts on it. I was disappointed when Betts went out of the game Sunday with the throat issue. It was a 2-possession game. South Carolina was down 6. And I felt like watching the game, my goodness, here's your opportunity. Here's your chance to either tie this thing up or take the lead. South Carolina had not done that. Can you talk us through that moment in time? It felt like a long time where Betts was struggling on the sideline, but even without her on the floor, because she was so dominant, South Carolina wasn't able to claw their way back and take the lead or tie it up. And I think that just kind of proves what you said to be true. There was just something off with the Lady Gamecocks on Sunday.
Absolutely, and I was equally frustrated. And honestly, if I'm being transparent, I think the score was 6-4, and Gabriela Jaquez charged in and stole the ball, got an and 1 offensive rebound when nobody was around 3 Gamecocks players, and they went for the same ball. And to me, I sort of felt like the game was over there. Those are just effort plays that set the tone early, and it proved to me that South Carolina did not have, honestly, the heart or sort of the composure to compete with what UCLA was displaying. And exactly to your point, when Betts was off the floor, and even when South Carolina, UCLA went through shooting issues of their own. Like, they had 4 or 5 minutes where they were turning the ball over because of South Carolina's press, and South Carolina just couldn't make anything of it on offense. And I don't want to sit here and say, oh, they just couldn't make a shot and sort of make it as an excuse. But the reality is, like, for any great player, it's incredibly, as they were saying, like, it kills you when you can't make a simple shot. And yes, that's practice. Yes, that's execution. But, like, in some ways, it's fate. In some ways, you can't control that your jump shot isn't falling that day. And so I think when Tessa Johnson smoked a wide open layup to start, and when Sanaya Laston made a great move with Bess off the floor, she drove and missed the layup that she makes 9 times out of 10. Like, those are instances where it just felt like it wasn't South Carolina's day. And when you're already not rebounding well and you're already not boxing out and making the hustle effort plays, like, that's where it all spiraled, in my opinion. But to your point, they had an opportunity. It just felt like they could put the defense together, but just not the offense.
Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News. You posted this out about 4 hours ago, and we invite all of our listeners to go to the greenvillenews.com and read the full story on this. Medina Okot denied another year of eligibility with the program, so she's one and done in Columbia. Can you give us any more details on the case that she was making and the ultimate decision from the NCAA to deny her another year?
Yeah, so Medina has a unique story. She only started playing basketball in 2020, and so she played in high school, then she played for a university in Kenya, was denied a visa, I think, 4 or 5 times. Eventually, after kind of being like, I don't want to keep trying, somehow it worked out when she was going to Mississippi State. So she transferred here as a quote-unquote senior, but Dawn was pretty clear from the beginning that they were going to try to get her more eligibility to prove that, like, hey, playing 2 years in Kenya does not mean 2 years in the United States. It's so different. And I don't fault everyone for believing that it was a valid case, considering, you know, some of these other situations where we're seeing like 7th-year seniors, it feels like. I was surprised, to be honest, that the NCAA did deny her. I don't know the details, as in if she bothered getting a lawyer or not, but she had 48 hours to declare for the WNBA draft regardless. And so I think that it was sort of unfair that she hadn't heard from the NCAA for so long, and so she really didn't have much time to make a decision either way. I think she probably would have stayed and came back had she been able to, just given maybe how the mental exhaustion of this year and trying to, you know, make a WNBA roster after learning a lot about yourself and sort of struggling through some things. It's disappointing. I think South Carolina will obviously be okay without her. It's a Dawn Staley team. She knows how to recruit and she knows how to develop players, but definitely could have seen Okot taking a massive jump from, you know, year 1 to year 2 in South Carolina system, and disappointed to see that the NCAA felt as though she had exhausted all her college eligibility.
Lulu, when you look at this Lady Gamecocks team turning the page, obviously you said it, UCLA was just all seniors, a senior-heavy lineup. They'll be graduating. They'll be leaving. You do have Madison Booker coming back in the SEC. She's a junior, if I'm not mistaken. So there are going to be other good players on other good teams across the SEC and across the country. But you're getting Ashlyn Watkins back next year. She sat out this year. You're getting Chloe Kitts back. Yes, you lose Okot. Yes, you lose Raven Johnson, the primary ball handler. But you look at what's coming back, the core of this team, Joyce Edwards, plus getting Ashlyn Watkins back, plus getting Chloe Kitts back. I said on Monday, I think they might be preseason number 1 going into next season. What kind of optimism do you see with what they're bringing in on the recruiting side of things about what this team could be? It seems as if the last 2 years they've made it to the national championship game but have just lacked 1 or 2 pieces just to get over that hump.
Yeah, I think, too, it's tricky because losing Okot, you technically lose, by definition, a true center. And I think that really benefited South Carolina this year. But at the same time, she has so much talent in the post with Kitts and Watkins alone.
Yeah.
And then you're also bringing back Tornabees. And then you also have 2 freshman posts coming in. So I think the talent, and obviously Joyce Edwards. And so I think the talent level of, you know, her front court will be okay regardless. I wouldn't be surprised if she maybe thought, okay, let me bring in a really young, kind of unpolished, true center, develop them and see if, if we want to go in a situation. But I also think, like, in some ways, you kind of got to bet on what Tornabees can turn into in the next year, but she's also very mobile. So there's a lot at play. I'm curious to see how Dawn kind of shapes it. She does want a scoring guard in the portal. I wouldn't be surprised if she gears it towards a backup point guard. I think Maddie McDaniel has shown definitely enough to take Raven Johnson's position. And then obviously you have Tessa Johnson coming back. But at the same time, I think that I think they need just one more piece coming off the bench. You're bringing in Jersey Robinson. She's going to be a freshman. You don't want to put too much on her shoulders. Agat McKeer obviously had a breakout tournament. If she sticks around and develops, I think she's going to be really good. And then Isla McDowell in year 2. So I think this roster, like, heck, I'll say it. I think South Carolina overachieved in some ways this year. They were injured. They were different. They didn't have all the pieces. But I do think that this roster going forward has sort of the complete pieces and will have a bit more maturity that maybe South Carolina lacked this year, but we'll have back next year.
Lulu, who's the biggest shocker portal announcement that you've seen so far? I did see a couple of hours ago you retweeted the news that Jordan Lee from Texas is entering the transfer portal, and that's a big-time player on a big-time program. Why would you leave except for more money? I don't know how the opportunity gets much better than it is there at Texas. Who's really kind of caught your eye as oh, wow, I had no idea that player was disgruntled, seeking other opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Lee, I think the whole kind of trio of Jordan Lee, Justice Carlton, and Aaliyah Crump leaving really surprised me. I think that Texas has a lot of really good pieces, and they're bringing in some phenomenal freshmen, but at the same time, that these are players that have, played with Madison Booker before, so it's not as though, like, Vic Schaefer is bringing in Booker all of a sudden and saying, like, hey, you guys aren't going to play or score. Like, they've all been together, and so I'm shocked, to be honest. I thought Texas had a really, really good thing going. Obviously, you have to pay Booker. Obviously, you have to pay these freshmen. But, Madison Booker posted an Instagram story of Jordan Lee transferring with, like, a heartbreak emoji. So it seems as though it was unexpected in some ways. I'm curious to see. Also, this is kind of random, but, like, Bella Hines leaving LSU, I thought she fit their system really well and was the only one who could guard Tessa that game, like that infamous quote. But definitely that surprised me. It's only been 2 days. I'm sure there's going to be some shocking exits. There always are. But, the transfer portal in some ways is ruining a lot of things. And I just hope that these young kids, aren't too disappointed when they leave somewhere thinking it might be better.
Lulu, I know that this was disappointing in the fact that it happened, but the entire world talked about it. What was it like to see it happen in real time, in real life, with what happened after that win Friday night for South Carolina over UConn between Dawn and Gino? You were there. You were in the building. Obviously, since that, a few days later, they have come out and said that they've talked to each other. Dawn and Gino have. What was your reaction now that you've kind of had a few days to settle on what happened and caught the world by surprise?
Yeah, I think surprise is a good way of putting it, because I've always been under the impression that they have a solid working relationship. And I thought that was incredibly disappointing to see from somebody who has coached in many big games like Gino has.
Yeah.
I think that Dawn, I'm happy that she was getting the praise and the support from the national lens, because I think it was really, lame of Gino to do. And I think that a lot of his behavior in the press conference showed that it was, to use an unserious word, like, it was just a crash out. He claimed he lost himself. You can say it that way, but I just think, accusing South Carolina of ripping Sarah Strong's jersey when there's video proof of her ripping it, saying that his players are or that South Carolina's beating them on the floor and fouling and that whole narrative. I just think it was quite ridiculous. You lost a game that you wanted to win, and I'm glad that apology number 2 named Dawn in it. I think Dawn has, always given a masterclass of taking the high road. Should she have to? No, but she does. And I think that, to her and Gino's request, people are going to try to move on. But I do think it was quite telling and took away from a moment that was just honestly, really, really great defense and scouting from South Carolina that should have been celebrated.
I asked you about the awkward question a few days ago or a week ago when we had you on, the question about, the South Carolina women's players and their impact on the game and empowering women. How was it being in the press conference for the second most awkward question where a reporter asked Dawn about a transfer or a player being recruited to the wrong USC?
Yeah, that's always tricky. I think I think Dawn handled it incredibly well. I applaud Dawn for all that she does. She's never out there to insult or roast a reporter unless they're obviously doing the same to her or her team. But that was a tricky one. I just sort of tried to move on mentally as fast as I could, and I imagine that both the reporter and Dawn did too. It happens, but at the same time, research is incredibly important, and I always run my questions and my facts 80 times in my head before, and I just think that helps good practice to make sure that everything is accurate when you're, presenting them.
Lulu, my last question for you. Any chance we could see a reunion? You talk about portal players. I mean, you've seen it before in college. Clemson, it happened to the men's basketball team. Any chance correct me if I'm wrong here, Lulu, a junior guard that's maybe down south somewhere might like to come back to Columbia next year?
Oh, goodness. Wait, I don't know who you're referring to. Tell me.
In Baton Rouge? Maybe a little return for Malaysia? No? Or is she am I wrong?
No, I don't think – I think she'll stand by her decision.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
think that she will – even if LSU wasn't what she anticipated, I do think at this point it's sort of like she's in too deep. And I think she would almost it would be like tail between her legs to come back.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting. Yeah, I was like, wait, did I miss something?
No, I'm just literally hoping. That's all I'm doing. I'm hoping.
That's fair. Yeah, I think, there's no bad blood between her and the players. There's all love still, and yeah, that would be crazy. That would be a busy day for me work-wise.
I'm just trying to speak it into existence is all I'm doing.
If only.
Yeah, if only.
Gotcha.
Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News. We appreciate your time every time we have you on. And obviously we really appreciate the on-the-ground, boots-on-the-ground perspective that you've given us all season and all tournament long. We thank you.
Thank you, Lulu.
Of course. Thank you, guys. Talk to you next week.
Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News. Good stuff. No, there's no rumors going around about that. I just think for women's basketball, that'd be a cool story, wouldn't it?
It's okay. Speak it into existence. We'd love to have her come back.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, this team would be even more loaded going into next season, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be great.
Great. You can always catch that Lulu Kesin interview again on the free Odyssey app. It'll be up for you here in about 17, 18 minutes. We'll have that reposted out there, and you can go listen to it on your own time if you missed part of it. When we come back, Cole, let's do our whip around the sports world. Our Daily Wires coming up next.
Clear. Remember.
Let's jump right into it. The Atlanta Braves victorious last night, 7-2. They're now 7-5 on the season. A lot of sevens.
Big win, and they're playing right now, by the way, Diesel. It's tied, though.
Tied
You
at.
know who hit – it's 2-2.
Okay.
You know who hit home run today?
Jorge Soler.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
he
He's
did.
hitting the ball. He's
So,
hitting the ball well right now.
Tied 2-2, top of the third, by the way.
Well, Jorge Soler and Reynaldo Lopez, pitcher for the Braves, got into a brouhaha last night, Cole. An old-fashioned brawl. Soler charged the mound after Lopez threw a high pitch inside. It tipped off of Jonah Heim's glove in the bottom of the fifth. He rushed the mound. Dugouts emptied.
Yeah.
Bullpens emptied. And it didn't go very far, though.
No, it didn't. It wasn't a great
Because
fight.
Walt Weiss climbed on his back and tackled
Walt
him.
Weiss just like, boom.
How about
rushed. By the way, I said it earlier, April 7th, 2026, the day Walt Weiss officially became the Braves manager. Your manager goes out there and spears somebody, a former player. That's my guy right there. Come on.
The Celtics took down our Charlotte Hornets last night, Cole, 113-102. The Hornets were up pretty big in that game. There was a sequence, though, when the Hornets were up, I think, 5 at the time, and intercepted a pass, fast break opportunity, missed the layup. The ball came back the other direction. The Celtics hit a 3, and the Hornets were just not the same after that.
They only scored 15 points in the fourth quarter.
It was awesome to be able to watch it on TV, though. Hadn't been able to do that all season long. The Charlotte Hornets will host the Pistons on Friday night at 7 o'clock.
LaMelo Ball had 36 points last
He was a dude.
And you know, it just goes to show they did lose. They lost by, 10, something like that. Diesel, the fact of the matter is they can play with Boston. They can play with them. They can play with – Boston's a really good team, but Charlotte played with them last night.
I would not – I don't care who you are, if you're in the play-in, which would probably be the 76ers, or any coach coaching in the NBA tournament, I would not want to see the Charlotte Hornets on my schedule. Wouldn't want to see it. Mavericks disputed Lakers coach J.J. Redick's claim that their medical team examined the wrong part of Austin Reeves' body when he received an MRI by Dallas' staff over the weekend. Quote, our medical team followed standard imaging protocols based on the information provided at the time. This is from the Mavericks staff. They said there was no error in the scan performed.
That is weird. 2 NBA franchises in a pissing match, I guess. I don't know. I mean, what?
Is this how it happened with Max Crosby, too?
Maybe so. Maybe so.
As reported by Ross Dellinger, the NCAA is eyeing a shift to give Division I athletes 5 full years of competition from their 19th birthday or high school graduation. They would do away with red shirts, injuries, and most waivers in form of a uniform clock, with very narrow exceptions like maternity or military service. This comes after over 70 lawsuits in the past year. Cost the organization $16 million. Inconsistent court rulings, state to state, judge to judge decision making. Obviously, Cole, this comes after the executive order from President Trump last week, having suggestions that were very much in line with this.
That is wild, isn't it?
It is. UConn Huskies coach Gino Auriemma said in a statement yesterday that he lost himself with his behavior towards Dawn Staley during the Final Four loss on Friday. He released his second statement in 4 days following his outburst, actually named Dawn Staley this time, did not name her in the first apology.
I hate to see it, but at least they talked. At least they talked about it like adults.
Ethan Plyler's 2-run double in the top of the ninth broke a 4-all tie and gave College of Charleston a 6-4 win over the South Carolina Gamecocks last night at Founders Park. Tough midweek for South Carolina.
Oh, my God. Things just don't get any better. And then Holbrook says, oh, yeah, Monty Lee should be the guy. Oh, yeah.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
I bet he does want him up there. Virginia head coach Tony Elliott has agreed to a contract extension that'll keep him in Charlottesville through 2030. UVA won a program record 11 games last year.
Not bad.
And last one, not last one for you here, second to last one, BYU guard Robert Wright III plans to enter the transfer portal. He'll be headed to his third school in 3 years. He averaged 18.1 and shot 41% from 3 this year. And last one here for you, Cole. Falcons coach Kevin Stefanski said earlier today that James Pierce Jr., edge rusher for the team, is not with the team at the start of voluntary offseason workouts. Pierce is facing 4 criminal charges, including 3 felonies in Florida in relation to allegedly crashing his vehicle into one driven by Rakia Jackson, his ex-girlfriend, back in February.
Diesel, it is time for us to take a look at the top 20 men's basketball players that are in the transfer portal. Who are the names? What are the names that you need to know if maybe you're wanting your team to go get a little busy in the portal? We'll get to it next. Let's see how many Tolos watching. 40 Tolos watching right now on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can join us there. Diesel, let's look at the top basketball players that are in the transfer portal. It's the wild, wild west right now when it comes to college basketball. Clemson has lost a couple of guys. You know, locally, the Furman Paladins have also lost a couple of guys as well. That's going to be an interesting story to monitor what Furman does locally, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be in need because they lost some big-time pieces.
The number 20th ranked player, Matt Abel. He's a 6'6 shooting guard freshman transferring from NC State, former top 25 recruit, also entered the NBA draft, Diesel, as an alternate to the portal, right? So you can do that. You can be an alternate, I guess, and be in the portal, but also enter the draft, feel it out. We talked about that a couple days ago, right?
You can do anything you want these days.
You can. Abel entered the past season as a potential one-and-done first-rounder. He did have an inconsistent season in Raleigh, though, under Will Wade. Showed flashes. I don't know how much interest a guy like this will have from other programs, but I can tell you this. He's 6'6".
Yeah.
His size will draw some interest, I think.
He's going to end up being a depth piece at a big time, at a big school, a high major, or, Cole, why not step down a little bit, go to one of the best mid-major programs, be a stud there, because you can get just as much attention. I mean, guys from VCU were getting all the attention. Guys from High Point were getting all the attention. If he goes to High Point, he's just up the road from where he is right now. You probably don't have to move apartments.
He probably wouldn't have to. He wouldn't have to. And then an interesting one, Diesel. Let's see if we can pronounce this name. The 24th ranked portal player.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just lost it here. Samtu Chukwu?
Samtuchukwu.
Is that one of those is right, maybe?
Yeah.
We'll see. Cyril is his last name. He's 6'11", a sophomore center, transferring from Georgia. He is a Nigerian center. He made strides at both ends for the floor from a freshman to sophomore season. He's entering. I think there might be some interest in a guy like that, 6'11", some post size down low.
Yeah, everybody needs a big, right? I don't know how much he scores. 9.3 a game, 5.5 rebounds, 2 blocks this season. I mean, that's the kind of guy. Those are phenomenal freshman numbers, especially for a guy that is, a project, the way they're describing him here. That's a guy that, man, you get him in the right system with the right coach who knows how to coach a big like that. He could have a monster back half of his career in college.
See where he goes, leaving Athens. You've also got Aiden Sherrill, 6'10", power forward, sophomore, transferring from Alabama. His role was expanded this past year. One of the better bigs in conference play in the SEC. He improved his average of points, rebounds, not like flashy numbers, but he did improve from his first year to his second year. 15 points, 15 rebounds in the tournament win for Alabama over Hofstra. We'll see what he does. Let's try to pronounce. Oh, go ahead.
We'll get to the from there on in this list here in just a moment, Cole.
Okay.
But we have I don't know if we said his name on the air or if he just heard it out there in the ether, because we were mentioning this caller live here on location at Ingles Markets, and here he is on the phone.
Tom in
Somerville. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Tom?
Hey guys, I was sorry I'm late. I was watching a little bit of the Braves, but y'all talking to some of these portal guys. I don't know if any of them are tougher than Walt White.
Yes.
He needs to go play football. That dude straight up tackle. His form was spectacular, and as much as I love Jorge Soler, he didn't stand a chance in that fight with Walt White sprinting out of that dugout, and he took him to the ground, son.
Tom,
That was the best.
I said a minute ago that as of April 7th, yesterday is when Walt Weiss officially became the Braves manager.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
how many managers have you seen just straight up tackle a dude that's probably a foot and a half taller than he is and a lot more muscle?
Love it.
Manager, spark plug, enforcer. He's all of the above. He needs a raise already.
But I want to say this. Y'all talking about Moto from Georgia. So, this is a kid who, I'll just say this. His agent has been meeting with teams dating back to January, okay? And you know, he's not gonna be the highest paid big man in the portal this year, but he will be a $4 to $5 million big man. And the money's already there for him. The money's already there. It's just a matter of which school does he want to go to. And I mean, he led the SEC in shot blocks. I mean, defensively, he is as good as you can get at the center position. And he's going to be making a lot of money next year.
Even as the 19th ranked portal player, is that 19? Do you not agree with that 19?
Honestly, that's probably fair because of his offensive numbers. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, his defense is what is driving up that price tag. The market for bigs is more inflated than it's ever been. And, you know, a guy that can come in and get you over, because I believe he has 75 block shots this year. Could be off by number or two. But if you get a guy like that, he's going to bring in big money. And, you know, Cal at Arkansas missed out. It sounds like he's missing out on him. You know, Marco's going to get a lot of money, and it's going to be in that $4 to $5 million range.
Hey, Rick, you do a little bit of fishing. Tom, you do a little fishing, right?
Absolutely.
Occasionally.
As soon as I get home.
Okay, well that's good because we got two guests here on location. We got Rick from Greer and the Leprechaun of Lyman just walked in. Okay, you're out there on the bass boat. You only got room for one of them on the boat. Who do you want as your fishing buddy?
I'm gonna take Rick.
Okay.
Wow.
It's gonna take Rick.
He might pull for the other teams, the Devils team, but Rick sounds like a good person. And he's somebody I could probably sit on a boat and fish with.
Plus, if you were out fishing with the Leprechaun of Lyman, you'd have to hear him talking about why Notre Dame was justified to not play in a bowl game the whole time because he would never shut up about it.
I mean, I need to talk to Leprechaun a little bit more. He does sound funny.
Yeah.
But I feel like Rick matches top 5 a little bit more.
Tom, hey, let me ask you before you go, what about the Charleston Southern big win? Not Charleston Southern, I'm sorry, College of Charleston. What a big win last night over the Gamecocks.
If you want to call it a big win,
Cole's trying to start a fight.
I mean, I'm just saying, Tom, you can't even beat College at Charleston.
well, we can't beat anybody.
That's true. That's true. Fair point.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lamont's going to get him a commit here tomorrow. Y'all be ready.
Uh-oh.
Go Gamecocks.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, good
Did
call,
you hear that?
Tom.
Did you hear that?
Breaking news here?
He's getting telling us be ready tomorrow. Lamont Paris, big fish. We're
What
gonna
does he
land.
know? What
Let's
does he
see.
know?
Skipping to the top of the list, they have Flory Badunga, 6'10" power forward sophomore, transferring from Kansas as the number 1 recruit. This is Jeff Borzello's list, by the way. Flory Diesel, big breakout season. He improved his average of 5.9 points to 13.3 points. He also had 2.6 blocks per game. A really good post defender. And you talked about size, needing that guy down low in the paint. I don't know what the price tag on this guy is. Tom mentioned price tag from the guy from Georgia. I think Flory's price tag is going to be pretty high.
Badunga, yeah. I think I saw one of those on the beach one time. It was wearing a red G-string.
Yep, wrong Badunga.
But that's Badonka. Excuse me, I got that wrong.
That's the country song.
No, I mean a 6'10" power forward. I mean, bring him up to Michigan. Why not? He sounds like a phenomenal replacement for Yaxel Lindeborg if he can shoot and if he can score under that Dusty May system. Just keep on bringing those transfers in, man, because who needs continuity when you got raw talent?
I think there's, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I think there's going to be suitors for a guy like Flory and even like a John Blackwell kind of player Diesel.
Yeah.
And then I also think based on the NIL valuation of this guy, there's going to be teams that would love to have him but just can't afford him. And, when you have to, I think that's one of the intriguing parts of this entire new landscape. Like, yeah, you'd love to go get a guy like Flory Badunga from Kansas, but you have to consider what you have on your roster too. What I'm saying is look for a team, Diesel, look at a team maybe that lost a guy or two, and it's almost like NFL free agency, like freeing up cap space in a way, because you'd love to go get a guy like Flory, but at the same time, are you retaining the guys you have? the guys you're retaining, are they going to cost you? Are they going to give you enough freedom to go get a guy like that? That's the double-edged sword, I guess, of this, especially with college basketball roster sizes being what they are.
So who would you rather have? A guy like Flory that's a 13.9 rebound kind of guy, which is a phenomenal stat line, really good. Or would you rather have somebody like Paulius Marascus from St. Mary's? Doesn't quite have the size, but that dude can score. He averages 18.5 points a game, 7.5 rebounds. He entered the transfer portal after Randy Bennett said he was leaving St. Mary's to go be the coach at Arizona State. I don't know if he's going to follow Randy to Arizona State, but he's no stranger to the state of Arizona. He started his career there with the Wildcats.
Well, 18.4 points per game definitely makes you consider it, right? Flory's, 13.3 this past season. So both are good players, but 13 is a smaller number than 18, so you definitely have to consider the season that he had at St. Mary's. And like you said, does he go to Arizona State? Maybe he does. His price tag is going to be high as well. I think there's a case to be made that you could take, what is his name, Paulius
Marascus.
I think there's a case to be made for him averaging 18.4 points per game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hot thing to do, right? Bring in the European players. He's from Lithuania. We'll see. John, I believe we lost our caller. I think we lost Dewey. We were about to come to you, Dewey, and then you hang up the phone line. What happened, Dewey?
He ran out of minutes.
Yeah, how did you break the connection? Did somebody run over the phone line with a lawnmower? It's early in the season to be out there mowing the grass, but Dewey. But call in. We'll get you on the show. Don't worry, we'll get you back up, and maybe we'll even bring over a headset, let you talk to Rick directly.
You mentioned the players from Europe. I think that it's really interesting to see the college game go this direction, especially when it works. Not just players from Europe, but all over. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, the amount of players from different parts of the world, and I think we even had a list. It was like, I don't know if it was a list of 10, but there's been so many successful players this past season from other countries, and you look at the success that I think that these top-of-the-line coaches, what they're doing with these players and bringing them in from Europe or wherever it might be, Diesel, I think it just shows that there's a place for it in the college game. And if you're a coach in the college game now, part of your scouting has to include players from other countries, especially with a guy like Michael Malone, who understands that, having coached in the NBA, right? It's not just all Americans in the NBA born in the United States. I think that there's just so much to be said about what these players from Europe, from other countries bring to the game. I absolutely love it. Did we get Dewey back?
I'm not sure. John, grab that phone call just to make sure. I'm thinking it's probably Dewey, but I want to make sure.
I think he ran out of minutes.
Before we go to him.
It'd be really disrespectful to say, let's go to Dewey, and then it'd be like some random guy.
Right. I wouldn't want to put that that kind of evil on anybody.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby. No, I mean, I think they keep bringing in all these European players, Cole, to make those poor Midwest play-by-play announcers earn their money. Because was it Iowa this year that had 3 or 4 different European players whose names were all difficult to pronounce, and make them do the work and, make them earn that, whatever that is, $65,000, $75,000 they're making. John, do we know who this is on the phone lines? Can you let us know? I want to confirm that it's Dewey before I bring him on the show. He's going to let us know here in just a couple of minutes. On the other side of the break, though, I will tell you, this is just a little preview for the next segment. We are going to talk about the Masters. We're going to talk about this par 3 challenge that's going on. It's a lot of fun. We're going to find out. Let's just go straight to the phone lines here and bring on, who do we have?
Your daddy.
Oh, he's right here. He's standing right here in front of us.
Is it Dewey?
Is this Dewey?
No.
Cocky
I'm
for a
trying to
reason.
confuse Rick. Cocky for a reason is here. He has come.
What's up, man?
To have you pay up on your bet.
He has shown up. That is hilarious.
I
didn't recognize Cocky. I've never met Cocky. We have not met before, right?
Well, there was no dead giveaway.
Well, should have been.
I met Diesel before.
Yeah.
I was always a Rob Brown guy.
Okay. Who?
But Mark rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm glad y'all took over.
Oh, we
appreciate
that.
the kind words.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, I don't want any bad mouthing after a steak. Are you kidding me? A ribeye steak, and I better be at the top of the list, Cocky, for a reason. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
This time Billy's kicking me. Let me go over here so I can.
He calls the show
Yeah, he's
while
walking
he's
through the door.
walking in the door.
Walking through
I'll
the
get
door.
you the ribeye during the commercial break. I've already bought it.
He's
It's
got
in
you.
the cooler right there. No lie.
Is it my?
It's your ribeye. Yeah.
The one I ordered today.
Yeah, I don't know about you ordering. It's the one you're going to get. unless, I mean, you want me to have it and take it home, I can.
I called this morning and placed a special order.
I think
sure
what
you
he's
did.
saying is that's the only ribeye he's going to buy, and if you don't want it, it's going home with
There
him.
you go. There you go. Cocky for a reason.
Love it.
Leprechaun and Lyman, Rick from Greer, all at the Greer Ingalls. They might not let us back in here, do you think?
Yeah, Dewey went to the wrong store. Dewey, where you at? We had him on the phone, and then he hung up.
That's embarrassing.
Gosh, it's crazy. The whole gang is here, Cole. Let's go ahead and get off to this break. We're late for it. Let's get off to this break, and when we come back, we'll jump into Masters talk. Something incredible happened at the very, very beginning of today's par 3 competition. We'll talk about that next.
Clear.
Well, there's no Tiger at the Masters this week. Cole hasn't stopped all the reporters. What would Tiger do? What would Tiger think? Tiger. Come on, we got to stop talking about Tiger Woods. He can't even get to the course without flipping a car over.
Are they talking about him really like that?
Yeah, they really are. I mean,
God.
go to ESPN.com. There's
everywhere.
There's multiple articles about Tiger. But welcome into the show. It's Wire to Wire. He's Cole Bryson. I'm Diesel. I saw a post earlier, Cole, from Jake Crane, friend of the show. He says, hey, who do you think's going to win the Masters this weekend? And I said the retail shop operators, because they are going to make so much money at the Masters this year. We talked about it yesterday. It was like $244 a second being spent at the Masters. Is it out into left field, Cole? Is it a foul ball to buy merch for a Masters event that you didn't go to? Like if you go buy it on Facebook Marketplace, because that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They go buy up a bunch of the stuff and then they resell it on Facebook Marketplace.
I don't think it's bad. You know, I don't have a problem with it.
Like you'd buy a 2026 Masters hat, for example.
As
even
long
if you
as
didn't
you're
go.
honest about it. As long as you're honest and say, tell me, look, I didn't go. I bought this thing off of Facebook Marketplace. I would have loved to have gone to the Masters, but I didn't.
Yeah.
As long as you're honest with it, I don't. Now, if you go around saying, yeah, I went to the Masters, like Rick and Greer, he's wearing a Masters hat. He probably would, I don't say this too loud because he's still right there. He probably would tell people, well, yeah, he went to the Masters last year and get that. He didn't get that hat from Masters Diesel. It's blue. You ever seen a blue
It's
Masters?
the wrong color.
You ever seen a blue?
It's the wrong-
What is it, aqua? Teal? Is that teal? It's in a teal Masters.
He's also got a big old AFC championship ring that I think is made out of aluminum foil.
Rick is, you just never know with that guy. And I know he can't hear us because he's over there in the corner, but you never know. And by the way, I want to say something real quick. Cocky for a reason. What an ungrateful. I mean, he called and pre-ordered a custom steak.
No, he actually did that?
He did.
Wow.
So I went and got him the steak that I bought him, and he said, oh, no, that's not the one I ordered.
I'll
said,
have it. You want to give it to me?
No, he said, oh, I'll give that to my wife. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, the deal wasn't you get to order your custom steak. Look at him. I think he's in trouble. Karma.
They don't have a steak.
Karma. Look at him. He's mad. Look.
They don't have your steak?
So he's
gave
going
it
to
to
have to
somebody
eat the
else?
one. I gave him the one. I'm a man of my word, and now he's trying to sabotage. But, no, I would not have a problem wearing. I would like to have some Masters merch. To answer your question.
Well, it's all over Facebook Marketplace. It will be after this weekend. Go buy it.
I might.
The par 3 competition was earlier today, Cole. It's probably still ongoing as we speak. But right out of the gate, how about this? Right out of the gate, Justin Thomas goes birdie ace. Now, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the extra trophy. It's probably a burden, honestly, with this giant crystal bowl that you win. He's like, man, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to build another trophy case to put this thing in there. He doesn't really care. Like, you can't win it if you have a sort of, if you call a celebrity shot. You go play this par 3, you bring your wives, your girlfriends, your kids out on the course, and you can let them take a shot for you. You can let them putt for you. And if you do that, you cannot win the challenge. So, and most of the golfers, it's all in good fun, right? They're already rich. They don't need the extra trophy or the extra cash. So they just play some side bets on the side. Justin Thomas won $1,000 from one of his buddies when he hit that hole-in-one today.
That's not bad. I think you would – I would probably agree with you that, they care about the par 3 because it's at Augusta.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that this morning. Do they really care?
No.
It's just a par 3. It's part of the deal, right?
I think it's an opportunity to blow off a little steam before
maybe
you get into this, this very stressful weekend that they're about to have. Think about it like this. You come in, there's all kinds of pressure on you. Unless you've already won one, there's all kinds of pressure on you to go out there and perform. You've played your couple of practice rounds. You get one day to just relax, and you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be so serious. So you play in this challenge. You bring your kids out. It's a memory that you can create for them. And then you go and you get into the real thick of things in the really tough challenge that you're going to face ahead at the Masters. Tolos, who are you pulling for? Who is your favorite to win the Masters? Text in at 844-326-3663. There's
cocky for a
confusion going on.
Cocky for a reason. I'm having to take my headset off. So cocky for a reason is causing, and I can say this because he's not listening. He's down the chip aisle right now. He's causing all kind of, you know what. I mean, he is. So
We got employees coming over here asking you what's going on.
some employee that came out, like you said, trying to figure out what's going on. I bought the guy a steak when I got here today.
Uh-huh.
I put it in the cooler right here in front of us. That way it's ready for him. And he's over there asking about a ribeye that he pre-ordered. Well, first of all, you can't pre-order. That's not part of the rules. I mean, you're not going to pre-order.
It is incredible, though, that you can pre-order steaks.
It is
Cut
incredible.
the way you want from Ingles
But
Market.
come on. I mean,
I
what
thought
are
he
we-
was kidding.
No, he's not kidding.
He talked about
pre-ordered
this
it.
yesterday that
So
he
he's
was going to pre-order a steak.
asking the people in the deli about a steak, and he knows the meat market, the meat department's in the back. This
always
guy
in the back.
is, I mean,
You
this
can
is a
see it from here. It says best meat in town.
and I'll say it because he's not this is a Gamecock fan for you. This is a Gamecock fan coming in, don't know what's going on, causing trouble.
Oh.
I mean, ungrateful Gamecock fan, and I bought him a $19 steak, but that's not good enough. He had to go back there and cut his own. He had the marbling and all this stuff. This Gamecock fans out there in the upstate, this guy's giving you a bad rap right now.
Gamecock fans, you have an opportunity right now to disavow Cocky for a reason for pulling this kind of thing.
Is that all? I mean, is that out of bounds?
Like
Tolos?
we have Tolos that get way bent out of shape when somebody says they put A1 on a good steak.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if it's a good enough steak, you don't need sauce. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go after those people who sauce their meat the way that they want it.
This is
You
bad.
got to go after
This
this
is
kind
bad.
of behavior.
You shouldn't want a guy like this around. And again, I like Cocky for a reason. I'm kidding. I'm saying all this tongue in cheek
All in
kind
good
of.
fun.
But my gosh, this guy, you should want him out of the Gamecock fandom for sure. A $19.12. That's not good enough for $19 steak. Look at this dude. That's just sitting here now. It's a pretty good steak. Look.
That's a nice steak. And
Inch
bone
steak.
in too.
Bone in. It's got a bone.
Nice.
But no, not good enough. Gamecock fan.
Wow.
Hey,
You have to go put that thing back in the cooler.
and you know what the thing about it is? A Gamecock fan should appreciate
Here's
that.
what you need to do. You need to go put it back in the cooler if he comes
Say
back and say,
somebody
I
grab
gave
it.
it away.
Somebody grab
I gave it away. I gave it away to somebody who appreciated
Yeah, somebody
it.
will appreciate it. And I mean, look, Gamecock fans hadn't won anything, so he should be grateful that he got a steak.
Oh, my
What
goodness.
are we doing here? This is unbelievable. I am just
Oh, my
dumbfounded with the level that a Gamecock fan would stoop to right here. I mean, come on.
This is live radio for
It's
you, folks.
live
This is
radio.
all happening in real time.
But the par 3 is officially
Yep.
over.
It
It is
is.
officially
Yep.
over. So now I asked this question earlier of a friend of mine who's been to Augusta. I think now's one of the most important parts of this weekend. Think about it. It ended at 4:30. You have 4:30 until what time you going to bed tonight? If you maybe 9:30
depends
or
on what
so.
time you tee off, but you need
Depends.
to be in bed by 9,
So-
unless you're out back grilling steaks from Ingles Markets.
Right, and you're going into the tournament tomorrow with, let's see, 5 to 7, maybe 8 hours of downtime. Here's where I would be if now I'm not a golfer, not a pro athlete, right? As we all know very clearly, this is the time I would hate. I would hate this time right now at 5:34 on a Wednesday, trying to stay loose. I would want to go do something. I would want to go
Bowling.
get just something because
Pedicure.
it's the Masters. And
Yeah.
now you have all this down. I'm not saying it's too much downtime. I'm just saying I would be a nervous wreck right now. If it's 5:34 in Augusta, and it's like, okay, well, what do we do now? The par 3, what do we do?
So I've just figured out, Cole, why so many golfers disqualify themselves by allowing a family member to take a shot for them. Remember, par 3, you can only win the thing if you play the entire course yourself. But if you have somebody play a shot for you, you're disqualified. The reason you don't want to win the par 3 is that no par 3 contest winner has ever gone on to win the green jacket. Aaron Ray won the par 3 challenge today. That means
He's done.
He's out. He's done. He will not win the Masters this weekend. So I wonder, Cole, if it's like a game of hot potato. If you're playing well in the par 3, and especially all the way up towards the end, you want to let anybody take a shot. Like, you just don't want to be the one to win this thing. So if you're in first place, you're like, nah, I'm gonna screw this up.
Why'd you just hit that tree on
Go to
purpose,
second
you
place,
know?
third place, fourth place. I mean, I'm wondering. I'm trying to find the number here, Cole. How far down the leaderboard did they have to go? It's like one of those white elephant parties where you're constantly trying to steal a great gift away from somebody else. Where you're trying to saddle somebody with this negative juju. You don't want to win this thing because you want to win the Masters.
I'll tell you what one of the more intriguing parts about the Masters week is that we hadn't talked about, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Diesel and Tolo's out there. I know you correct me because if you say one wrong thing, the text line lights up. To my knowledge, they hadn't done this in the past, and if they changed, let me know. I don't think they have. One of the more intriguing parts about the Masters is that we as fans cannot see those practice scores on Monday and Tuesday the week of. So, like the practice scores that are happening, I'd like to know what are they doing in practice. What are the best of the game doing?
Oh my
Here's Cocky
God.
for a reason.
Here he is walking up with a grin on his face with his custom cut ribeye
Look
steak.
at this. Look at this.
Cold cut.
I got to take a picture of
The
that.
cold cut, it says. Oh, my God.
Hold that up, Cocky.
That's half a cow, Cocky, for a reason. Goodness gracious. Make sure you get the price tag. $42.
I would tell them, Cocky for a reason, frame that, hang it up. Maybe they can hang it up somewhere in the store. $42. That's a whole cow.
This is my wife's.
Well, you're going to be buying your steak because Cole bought your wife's steak.
40. No.
My wife's steak.
The deal was not. That's a good steak. That's a
Great steak. A $20 steak is a good steak.
40. I want to know. Here's what we're gonna do. Leave it up to the Tolos. Let's leave it up to the Tolos. Should Cole? Should I have to pay any price? I know, but you that's cheap. That's cheap.
You need to put that one back down because Leprechaun of Lyman says he's coming back for that steak.
Oh, you better run. Look at him.
He's losing it. He's crashing out.
No, you don't have to do that.
Don't say Monster Energy drink, Cole.
A sugar-free Red Bull.
Okay.
Cocky for a reason. That is a huge steak, by the way.
That's a
huge.
roast. That's bordering on a roast.
That's a half a cow.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's at least
an inch and a half thick steak.
But let me ask you this: do you not think it's interesting that they don't publish the practice? I would like to know, like for gambling.
Well, how do you
purposes.
score practice round shots? I mean, if they take multiple shots from the same location, then you can't really score that.
Sugar-free.
Yeah. You can't really score that, especially if they're taking practice rounds. Again,
yeah, I get it because you can go to you can go to. I get that, but I'm just saying it would be cool to know how they're doing. Like you really can't find any information. Like I'd like to know how they're doing in the practice rounds, the biggest week of the year. That's what I'd like to know.
So here's some more crazy stats about the par 3 contest. Again, nobody has ever won the par 3 and then gone on to win the Masters. Of the 63 winners of the par 3, 21 of them have missed the cut. Just 10 of them have finished inside of the top 10.
Wow.
And of any player that's ever won a par 3 at the Masters, not in the same year, but just after that, for the number of years that they played, only 2 of them have gone on to win a Masters at all.
Wow.
And that would be Ben Crenshaw and Vijay Singh, who won the par 3 in 87 and 94, and then went on to win the Green Jacket in 95 and 2000. So, really don't want to win this thing.
Speaking of that, we talked about, was it yesterday or Monday? We're talking about Jacob Bridgman, a Clemson player that played at Chapman here locally in the upstate. This is his first Masters. Do you know, Diesel, when the last time a first-time player on the Masters won? Do you know? Could you give me a guess?
It's never happened.
1979.
Oh, wow.
Fuzzy Zoeller
Oh, I know that name.
won in his debut appearance.
How about that?
It's only happened 3 times.
Is that back when they only had like 9 guys playing on the tour?
Maybe. It is a 47-year streak, one of the longest-standing trends in golf history. Zoeller won a 3-man playoff against Ed Snead and Tom Watson. 1979 is the last time a first-time Masters player won the tournament.
Let us know, golf historians, were they still playing with hickory shafted clubs back in, you said 79? 79. Wow. Or were they playing with steel at the time?
Is that not bad? I'm going to Google it now.
Metal shafted clubs.
1979 Masters. By the way, this is the 90th Masters, Diesel.
Yeah.
10 years. We'll celebrate 100.
How about it? You think we'll still be here to do this?
Alive?
Well, no, on the show together.
Oh.
Me and you.
I don't know. It's a good question. 10 years from now, here's the 1979. They actually had color. Look at this, Diesel.
Wow. Or is that colorized?
Well,
after
could
the
be.
fact?
Could be. That's pretty cool to see, though. It's pretty cool to see. But good luck to Jacob Bridgman to see if he could be the first since 1979. That would be a really cool feat. Leprechaun Alignment says, I'm coming back for that steak because I'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah, I
Leprechaun
can't believe Leprechaun Alignment, not Leprechaun, but Cocky for a Reason pulled that. Now, he said he was going to do that.
Yeah.
Remember, he tried to pull one over on you and say he was going to order his custom steak and you were going to buy him his custom steak.
Bull crap.
He tried to pull that on you. And
Good riddance.
Yeah,
Hey,
he told us yesterday he was going to do it, and he did it.
You
He's
can't
a
be
man of his word.
greedy. You can't be greedy. Brian on Facebook says, Cole, are you upset you lost a bet to a Gamecock? No, I'm not upset I lost a bet to a Gamecock. I'm upset that when I paid my bet, my $19 steak wasn't good enough.
It wasn't
For
appreciated.
the Gamecock fan, he goes and gets what was it? $42 steak. I mean, you're telling me that a $19 steak isn't good enough? That's what I'm upset. I mean, goodness gracious. What are we doing here?
In other news, bet against Cole because he'll hook you up
Yeah.
if he has to pay off.
I'm a man of my word. I mean, I am. I didn't think Carolina would beat UConn on Friday. They did. I should have bet them against UCLA is what I should have done, right?
Yeah, double or nothing.
I'd been in really good shape. But we are live at Ingles. We still have an hour plus to go. A little Braves update on the other side. Plus, what is this beef between medical doctors between the Mavs and the Lakers? You mentioned it earlier on the Daily Wires. Really weird stuff. We'll get into it next.
Clear.
Upstate.
Well, final segment of hour number 3. Good to see so many Tolos today at Ingalls Markets in Greer off of Locust Hill Road, where Diesel and I will be for another hour, 1524 Locust Hill Road, in fact. No more gift cards, though. You got to get here early if you want a gift card. We had 2 $25 Ingalls gift cards, Diesel.
That's a rarity, to be able to say, hey, we got $50 up for grabs today. That's awesome, and that $25 gift card could buy you a real nice steak.
Real nice, Clark. Real nice.
Really nice.
Real nice. Real nice, Clark. Top of the 6th inning right now, Diesel. The Bravos have opened it up. How about this? Look at Matt Olson. Look at Dubon. He's been phenomenal. And look, I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to badmouth people like Austin Riley. He's been good today. He's getting on base.
It's funny. He sailed one over Matt Olson's head last night that put them in a situation that put Mike Trout on second when Jorge Soler hit that 2-run shot in the first in his first at bat. So that was Austin Riley right there, kind of making some mistakes, and it seemed like he was proving the haters right. Saying he's not as elite as he used to be.
Got to close this one out, though. Top of the 6th inning, no outs. Braves lead the Angels 7-2. Bravos looking for win number 8 on the season. And, my goodness, the Braves, man, they've had no days off since the beginning of the year, Diesel. They finally get a day off tomorrow. Yeah. It's the first day off they've had.
Busy, busy, busy.
They have been back to back, it seems like. They'll get a day off tomorrow, and then right back at it on Friday, Diesel, as they play the Cleveland Guardians, a good ball club right now.
If they keep winning, they'd probably say never give us a day off. We'll play back-to-back days forever if we're winning ball games.
Dodgers Blue Jays right now. Blue Jays leading the Dodgers 4-3. Diesel, bottom of the 8th inning. The Dodgers are 9-2 on the season, 5-0 on the road, and they are right now, again, trailing by a run. They are in danger of losing their first game on the road this season. It's all about pitching in baseball, and we joked about this a couple of weeks ago. And I think I said, Diesel, that the Dodgers would probably be favored in just about every game they played this year. But pitching matchups matter. Pitching matchups matter in baseball, and the Dodgers have got a lot of good pitching. But, again, when you are going against a pitcher that also is pretty good, there's your chance. The Blue Jays 4-7, so I'm sure the Blue Jays were heavy underdogs today. But look at them. Right now leading the Dodgers 4-3. They've had 8 hits thus far on the Dodgers today. Rockies are leading the Astros, Diesel 8-1. The bad Rockies team. Astros hadn't been great the last couple of years. Giants leading the Phillies 3-0. The Nationals are losing. That's a good day, right? Hey, the Phillies and the Nats are both losing. Are you kidding me? As a Braves fan, we'll take that. And the Mets are losing right now. So life couldn't be any better right now for the Braves fans out there. The Red Sox got back in their winning ways. They went they are 5-0. They had a little rough stretch. They're 4-8 to open the season. The Texas Rangers had a pretty good start, 7-5, a 3-0 win today over a Seattle team that's not really good. But it is interesting. We'll see what Austin Riley does. You would think, Diesel, with the Braves where they are right now on this Wednesday, what did I say, 6-5? Is that right? 7-5. If they are where they are, and again, there is so much we just started this thing. They're getting good effort and good play from guys like Dubon and Drake Baldwin.
Yep.
If Austin Riley and Acuna just get above the Mendoza line and start playing better, this club can be dangerous. Now, it's all going to come down to the pitching. We know that. But I think that if you can weather the storm, I've seen reports about Strider.
Yeah.
You may get that guy back soon.
Seems to be coming off the IL here in about a week.
So that'd be big. I've said it all along. I said it from the very beginning of the season. They're going to get a lot of guys back throughout. Let me rephrase that. They're going to get guys back throughout the course of the season. If they can keep their head above water, we'll see. And I think this Braves team has a good chance to do so. Sean Murphy, by the way, this was yesterday, Diesel. Sean Murphy set to begin rehab assignment soon as Spencer Strider continues to progress. So let's watch that. Let's watch that Sean Murphy rehab. He's expected to begin his rehab assignment this Friday. You know, he's recovering from the hip surgery that caused him to miss the final month of the 2025 season. So watching Strider, potential in his return, and then Sean Murphy, when he comes back, you got Drake Baldwin doing so well. That'll be an interesting combo duo there, what you do in that position. But, again, keep your head above water. Keep winning some games here and there. You don't have to be perfect. But let's just keep doing what we're doing and get this win today, and I think the Braves will be in okay shape.
Cole, you were talking there about Ronald Acuna and Austin Riley not really getting it done right now with the bats. Here's the best part about both of those players. Even though they're not putting, barrel to ball and getting it out there in the outfield as often as they would like, they're getting on base. Acuna's drawn 7 walks this season. Austin Riley has drawn 2. So these guys are getting on base. Austin Riley's picking up RBIs. So they're all getting something done positive, right? It's not like everybody has to go and get a hit every single at-bat. They are creating opportunities for this team, even if they're not really hitting the ball well right now.
Get on base.
That's a positive thing. Get on base, move players around, get guys in scoring position, create opportunities, and both of them are getting that done right now.
And they're winning. That's all that matters.
Yep.
They're winning, and they're winning right now. So let's see if we can close this one out today, and we'll get a day off and get this thing going back again on Friday.
Love to see it. When we come back, Cole, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of anything like this. A player using a custom 3D printed piece of sports equipment. We'll talk about that in a big-time tournament next.
Clear.
on sports talk from start to finish.
You're going wire to wire
With Diesel and Cole Bryson.
on the Fan Upstate.
Cole, if you were an NFL head coach or a Major League Baseball manager, would you be the kind of coach that goes off of feel or analytics?
Both.
Well, you can't be both.
No, you can't be
You got to be one or the other.
In this case?
In this case. Which one would you lean on more?
If I had to lean on one more, I'd lean on feel more.
Lean on feel more.
Yep.
Well, that's not the approach that Bryson DeChambeau is taking this year at the Masters. They call him the mad scientist, right? Because he's so analytical.
Yeah.
He thinks he does all this math in his head, and then he decides what he's going to do. Well, he is doing something a little odd this year that I have not heard another golfer doing. Bryson is playing with a custom 3D printed 5-iron this year at the Masters.
And that's going to help him how?
It is exactly the perfect club he wants.
Okay, gotcha.
And again, that is going to help him how?
So I want to know if he doesn't win, if he's not in contention.
Yeah.
And look, I don't have a problem. Like, I understand that in your profession, you want to be the best at what you're doing. I get that.
Yeah.
And I don't have an issue with the way that Bryson has this analytical mind. It just sometimes feels
performative.
It just feels, I can't, a word I don't want to use. It might
Fake,
upset people.
bogus.
Yeah, you know, people get sensitive. It does.
Ridiculous.
It does. It just feels kind of like, okay. You know who didn't use analytics? John Daly.
Right.
He won, right? He won. I'm not saying that analytics don't matter. They do matter. But, like, when you try to be this suave analytical guy, Diesel, that really knows, I mean, it looks bad on you when you don't win. And, look, he's won a lot. He's a great golfer, and he's going to be he'll go down as one of the best. He is that good. I'm not discrediting anything that Bryson's done, but, like, you better win. If you got this nice 3D, okay, you better go win.
Yeah, well, I wonder the question, like, come on, Bryson, you're one of the top players in the world. You've got all the money you could possibly want. Like, you don't have to not go get that shiny new driver because it costs, $1,000 to go and play. And, like, you can literally have a custom club builder build you exactly the club that you want. So why are you 3D printing a golf club?
Yeah.
That seems ludicrous and unnecessary. And I've seen people 3D print like houses with concrete. It's kind of awesome have you ever seen one of those videos of a 3D house being printed? I've seen people 3D print things out of plastic. I've never seen somebody 3D print something out of metal.
Yeah.
But when you print out of any of those other things, you have supports and these little attachments all over the place. So, like, yeah, you get it off the printer, but then you still got to make all these changes. You still got to put the grip on. And, like, there's so many more elements than just making a design for a golf club in AutoCAD and having a 3D printer just spit it out.
Yeah, and I would imagine that somebody out there who's listening that's actually a student of the game of golf, that plays golf at a high level, Diesel, I would imagine that person would say, and again, I don't play golf, I would imagine, though, if a good golfer's listening, they would say that, hey, you do have to have a really good feel, especially on the course that you're playing, but at the same time, you also want to be able to understand. I'm not saying that golf is like as analytical as baseball or football is, but you want to understand the simple. What's the word I'm looking for? You want to understand the nature of the game and every single thing about that course that you need to know in order to perform well. So, look, both are important, but it does feel like he puts just a large emphasis on the analytical part of it when it comes to doing unnecessary type things.
Overcomplication.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Also, I wonder because he swings the club so hard. If this thing is printed in layers, the way 3D printed things are, what happens if like his 5-iron just splits wide open with him on him mid round? Like he's just got to finish around without a 5-iron.
Could be. I also was reading a article last night, Diesel, that was interesting, and I don't know if there's, speaking of analytics and statistics, I don't know if there's any data behind this, but I did read an article. It was a golf writer talking about one thing to watch this weekend was Bryson and his uneven lies. And the writer was talking about how Bryson has historically, Diesel, faced challenges when he has uneven lies. And for those that don't know in golf, that don't play golf like me, an uneven lie is where your feet are set on a higher or lower ground than the ball.
And that happens a lot in golf.
Well, it happens even more in Augusta. You watch it on TV, you'll see not a lot of flat surfaces, right? It's not a lot of flat surfaces. Bryson has struggled there, inconsistent turf, if you will. You go back to 2021. He admitted after the 2021 Masters that he had a difficulty, Diesel, calculating ball flight, for example, downhill lies to an uphill green. So you talk about Bryson's analytical mind. You go back and remember what he said. Again, a downhill lie to an uphill green. There's a lot of that in Augusta. For those that don't know about Augusta National Golf Club and the way that course is built, there's a lot of uneven lies. And, when you have difficulties with that, he said, we just can't calculate and adjust the numbers very well on certain slopes. And again, I don't play golf. I don't pretend to be a golf expert. But at the same time, I do ask the question, does he overthink it? Does Bryson DeChambeau just overthink this stuff a lot of times? Because I'm not saying that stuff's not important.
Yeah.
It is important. But when he's not good in a certain area, particularly with uneven lies, okay, maybe you're overthinking it here.
I would just say, hey, Bryson, take an Adderall, relax, chill out, go out there and have some fun, man. It's okay.
He has this like bombs away strategy, I feel like, the 2020 U.S. Open. And he has struggled at times on different plays, different lies, different courses. But
it sounds like that strategy and that style of playing works really well if you're in wide open fairways, long fairways where you could just bomb the crap out of it and the ball will just hit the ground and keep on rolling.
It's just interesting. It's interesting to hear from these riders and the golf experts out there, where these golfers have their strengths, where their weaknesses are when it comes to courses like Augusta National.
Well, here's some other golf news for you. Prosecutors in Florida are seeking Tiger Woods' prescription drug records from a pharmacy after his crash there where he flipped over his car and he was arrested on suspicion of DUI.
Okay.
Prosecutors in Martin County, Florida, said they plan to issue a subpoena seeking copies of all prescription medication records for Tiger Woods at Lewis Pharmacy in Palm Beach, Florida. They want to know everything, Cole. They want to know the times the prescription drugs were filled, the number of pills he got in his prescription, the dosage amounts, and any instructions that were accompanied with the pills, if they had warnings on them about driving while taking them. All of this information is being subpoenaed, Cole, because I think we've gotten to the point, as much reverence as most people have for Tiger Woods, and even though these prosecutors know who he is, they probably knew that he lived in the area, that he's probably not the only celebrity that lives in this area, they're saying enough is enough. Like,
well, it shouldn't matter who his name is. You got to do your job.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're Tiger Woods, but we're not going to let you get away with this just because you skipped the country and went to go to some cushy Club Med to feel better after your addiction. We are not going to let you off the hook. And I wondered, Cole, I talked about this last week. He just so happened to have 2 of these pain pills in his pocket. He's like, oh, look at me. I got these. See, these are prescription. I'm supposed to be on this stuff. It almost felt like the way that he presented that information was, oh, look, here's my get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm Tiger Woods, and I have these prescription pills. I'm supposed to be on this stuff. No, there are very specific instructions on this. There's warnings. There's things that it tells you not to do. And if you've done those things, guess what? You come back to the States after you've finished up with your rehab, your ass is going to jail, Tiger.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he does, but you know what? Like, they should. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Tiger Woods or Rick from Greer. Like, you got to do your job, and make sure that what you're doing is the way that it should be carried out. So, look, I'm with everybody. I want them to get help. I'm a people first kind of guy. Doesn't matter if it's Tiger Woods or anybody. If you're going through something like that, struggling, well, I want you to get help. I do. But at the same time, you have to figure out how you, as a person, I've been here, we've all been here. Hey, if you're struggling with something in a certain area or you're doing something wrong, guess what? Maybe you should try something different. Maybe you should eliminate whatever it is. And I've been there. We've all been there. Eliminate whatever it is, Diesel, that's the barrier between you and these problems because Tiger just hadn't been able to eliminate that barrier for whatever reason.
You alluded to this piece of audio earlier when we had Melissa Level on the show. Rory McIlroy was asked about crafting his champion's dinner, and he said that there was a certain nationality of food, certain ethnicity of food that he wanted to stay as far away from. Here's Rory on crafting his champion's dinner.
But it was a fun process to go through, and I was trying to achieve something that I would enjoy, but also and ties back to experiences that I've had, but also wanted it to be something that all the other people in that room would enjoy as well. People keep asking me, why didn't you go more Irish? And I said, because I want to enjoy the dinner as well. So I tried to do a few things that I thought everyone would eat. The club encouraged me to do one vegetarian dish in the appetizers. So that's where the peach and ricotta flatbread came from.
Still delicious.
One was probably for Gary Player, but it's been fun. It's been fun to work through. The club have been amazing to work with, and as I said, the fun part was getting access to that wonderful wine cellar that they have, and I'm excited to share those wines with everyone tonight as well.
I'd say, Gary, if you don't like the ground beef, pick it out. You
Yeah,
don't
I
like
mean,
it, you're going to eat
McDonald's.
one.
I mean, come on. Go somewhere. Go Panera Bread. Go get, Augusta has restaurants everywhere, not far from hey, I don't know, this might be the real reason. Why do you think they have the Champions Dinner on Tuesday night, not Wednesday night?
So they can get all of those strange, unfamiliar foods out of your system, and you don't have to run to the water closet on the ninth tee box.
See, my theory is that if you had it on Wednesday night, there's probably going to be some heavy drinking happening in that Champions Dinner. And you don't want to be waking up Thursday morning with a hangover.
Yeah. Well, it worked for 10 Cup. Why wouldn't it work for
John Daly? Wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, no, he'd
be like, hey,
he hadn't had a hangover since 1986.
What is a hangover, John Daly says. But I thought Irish food was pretty good. I like fish and chips, that kind of stuff. I mean, isn't that what you get at the Irish pub? Fish and chips, shepherd's pie.
That's English food.
But you get it from an Irish restaurant, don't you?
Irish stew, iconic Irish dishes include Irish stew, soda bread, and potato-based favorites like boxty and colcannon.
So why do they sell that stuff at Irish pubs then?
Why don't they?
No, why do they?
Why do they?
Like when I say shepherd's pie,
because most people wouldn't eat Irish food.
Well, I think it's still. I think you still say, hey, Irish people probably eat that kind of stuff.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret here, Cole.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is not authentic Mexican food.
Oh no, I know that.
So I'm just saying, you go to an Irish pub. It doesn't mean that the food there is authentic Irish food.
No, I know that. But I just think that it's more Irish than Taco Bell, right? I mean. Irish foods, what did you – those three you read, I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah, Irish stew, soda bread, boxty, colcannon. They have modern –
Fish and chips is on here, look.
Modern favorites like chicken filet roll. That sounds delicious.
Fish and chips is on here, though, look. Fresh fish battered and fried. That's Irish food. See, I told you. You doubt me, Diesel. Look, it's Irish food.
Just because you fry it,
it says it's Irish food.
I would have bacon and cabbage. You want to have bacon and cabbage before you got to go sweat in the Georgia heat? No, you don't. They have a Dublin coddle, a slow-cooked stew of leftovers, typically pork, sausage, bacon, potatoes, and onions. Honestly, that sounds okay. That sounds okay. Black and white pudding, types of blood sausage, pork, oatmeal sausages that are a traditional Irish breakfast. Yeah, see, these are the things you don't want on your gut when you're out there trying to play around golf. I don't think you want them on your gut anyway. I mean, just like Rory said, I don't think they sound good. Corned beef hash. Yeah, that's an Irish food. Yeah, I've had that. I like that. I like it a lot. I've never had the soda bread. But I do appreciate Rory being kind of a bro. It's like he's the kind of guy that you'd feel comfortable passing the aux cord to because you know that he's not going to play some obscure band that no one's ever heard of, and he's going to be the only one in the room who likes what he's listening to. He's going to be like, hey, I'm going to do a little quick scan of the room, and I'm going to see that, so-and-so over there looks like they might like some Shakira, so-and-so over there.
Nice. He's a nice guy.
He's a good guy.
And I told you, Diesel, you're doubting me. Shepherd's pie is a traditional Irish dish.
Okay.
See? Good doubt me.
Right on.
Come on. Don't doubt. I've had it at Irish places before.
Okay.
The Laney's in Spartanburg. I like some Irish food. Shepherd's pie is really good. I don't know that I'm an Irish, connoisseur, but I love shepherd's pie.
Cole, let's end the segment with this piece of audio. We started the show with it earlier today. Michael Malone, the new basketball coach at the University of North Carolina, he's going to be making over $8.5 million a year, putting him right there in the top 5 highest paid coaches. He was out of basketball last year. Think about that, man. You've been searching for a job for how long, and this just falls into your lap. Here's Michael Malone talking about the Duke North Carolina rivalry and what his plans are for this rivalry and what it means to him.
I love rivalries. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get into that. Watching that game at home this year when Seth Trimble hit that corner 3, my wife and I were jumping around, and I remember back in Colorado. I mean that sincerely. Our daughter was at the game. She FaceTimed me as they were leaving the arena, and just to be a part of that moment. Life is about moments, and that's a moment that all the Carolina fans, will always remember. But I'm excited to be a part of that rivalry. I want to add to that rivalry. I want to win. And I know that Duke is a program down the road, and they've had success. But as I said earlier, I didn't come here to be second best. I didn't come here to lose in the first round of the ACC tournament. I came here to win and win at a big level, win at a high level. And if you're a competitor, that's what you want. You don't shy away from that. Right. You don't run from that. You run towards that.
I love that.
That's how I'm wired. That's in my DNA. And, and our team's going to, take on that character as well.
He's saying all the right things, man.
Fires you up, man.
Yeah. These North Carolina fans, look, they are over the moon ecstatic about this hire, and you should be. I don't think a lot of them saw Michael Malone's name coming out of that, hopper of ping pong balls, but it did, and you got to feel really good about this hire. He's got you fired up at the right time.
And look, it all matters what he does in the postseason. Here's the reality of it. We know Michael Malone Diesel's going to win a lot of regular season games. Michael Malone's going to have a really nice NIL budget. He's going to have plenty of money to spend. He's going to have really talented basketball players. And guess what? Michael Malone's a good coach. He's going to win a lot of regular season. But guess what? They don't care about the regular season in North Carolina. Look at Hubert Davis, right? That's why he's not there anymore. So
true.
It's all about what Michael Malone does in the postseason. If he's able to do so and win in the postseason, Diesel, I think that they've got their guy. But Hubert Davis was out at North Carolina because he wasn't able to postseason win. He beat Duke this year. He beat Duke.
Here we are talking about North Carolina Duke, and we got the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in the house. Guy rolls in with his fitted gray Wake Forest Demon Deacons hat. You turn around on the back, it's got that Demon Deacon right there in the back of the hat. That's a good-looking hat, man.
The 4 Wake Forest fans in the upstate, right?
Well, hey, they're representing. And he walks in at the right time.
He does. He heard us talking about North Carolina.
How about that?
They have a basketball program at Wake Forest?
They do. They were pretty good. They were okay this year. They were okay.
They're not North Carolina Duke, but they're pretty good, right?
Good thing he's all the way back over at the bakery now. He can't hear
probably
you.
Don't. He probably just got the hat from Goodwill or something. I mean, come on. Diesel, we've got to get off to a break. Lulu Kesin, let's talk about the Lady Gamecocks. Put a bow on our sessions with Lulu Kesin for the year. She's been awesome, and we talk Gamecock basketball. Lulu Kesin of the Greenville News next, right here on the Fan Upstate.
Clear. We got the